Hello and good evening. This is not going to be my usual type of live. So I'll just do something a little different, considering that all anybody's talking about at the moment is Johnny Depp and Amber Turd. So I've been watching the court case today and making a few observations of my own. And I've also found another channel that I've actually subscribed to her, and I said I'll give her a shout out on here tonight because she has uploaded some incredibly interesting information. So I don't really want to give that away until at least I'll say when we get up to 5 people, I'll because I know this is a funny time for me. I know a lot of people, especially the Aussies, it's like early hours of the morning there. So I'm really sorry I've had to do this early. But we'll see how we go. So I'm just going to get my tablet because I want to upload these links for this lady's channel. She's actually called. Hi, Janet. How are you, my love? Hope you're well today. Like I've just been saying, I'm veering off a little from my usual topics, but everybody's talking about Johnny and Amber at the moment, so I thought it might just give us just a little something to chat about. Especially because I was just about to say I found another channel. I am going to drop her link into chat for people to give her a follow. Yeah, well, I've got a bit of a dicky tummy at the moment, so that's why I thought if I do a live like this, I don't have to think about it too much. And I can always just go, oh, excuse me for 2 minutes, guys. I need to run to the bathroom. Hopefully I won't, but just in case. Yeah, this channel that I've found has come up with some rather interesting links, and it's not conspiracy theory. These are some actual credible links between between people involved in the libel case that Johnny Depp brought against the Sun. Was it last year or the year before? And I remember at the time I was thinking, how can he not have won this? It just seemed to me very cut and dried. And it wasn't, was it? He lost. Just like this one, from everything that you're seeing, to me, she's not a very plausible witness. She's not a believable, she's not even likable. I know that's awful, but I am not gleaning any modicum of truth from her at all. I'm just not feeling it. Yeah, I was, Janet. Well, I tell you, this information that this lady's come up with, there's another channel that did a lot of the investigations on it. Elon Musk links to the Rupert Murdoch and family, so who own the Sun. One of Murdoch's son, was it his son, or sitting on the board of directors at Tesla? The Judge Nickel, his son, sits and works for Talk Radio, owned by the Sun. Conflict of interest if ever I've seen one. Hi, Lily Jean, and welcome. I know who that is. Simples, hello, my darling. How are you? Just talking about the whole Amber and Johnny thing and this new information that's come to light. And has anybody heard about the her previous employment details that came to light on a previously undisclosed recorded phone call between her and Mr. Johnny? It's where he loses it at her. And because she's accusing him of all sorts, and she's saying, I knew that me me record, me arrest record would get released, and then doesn't it just, Janet? And the funny thing was, Elon Musk was seeing her at the time. Oh, shocking. I've been watching him, but her, I had to turn it off, Simples, because she was, while he was telling about her attacking him, she was sitting there smirking, and I thought, you narcissistic, horrible, nasty cow. Awful. Absolutely awful. So, but on this recording, and like I said, I'm going to put the links in for you, and please give this lady a follow, because she's done a lot of work. She's transcribed these recordings as well on one of them. So she's kicking off Amber Turd, and she's giving it the whole, you let TMZ, even though it was her who did it, but you let TMZ know about the divorce. Well, whinge, whinge, whinge. I knew my arrest record would get leaked out. And then what's next? The rumours about me being a stripper. And she said, I always knew, because, I had a feeling what you'd give him. And at that point, he flipped and he went, what I'd give him, he went, right, F it, see you in court. See you in court. I'm not even talking about this anymore. So Amber Turd was a stripper. Who'd have thunk it? So what's the court of public opinion on my channel? What do you guys think? Is anybody, and don't worry, if you sided with Amber, it's absolutely fine. You won't get jumped on here. I'm just interested in case anybody does actually support her, and why. And I don't mean that in a facetious manner at all. When I saw her, Amber Turd didn't give the divorce money to charity like she said she would, and she supposedly slept away to move it. Yes, Janet, that's exactly right. Oh, you don't know any of it, Simples. All right, okie dokie. I mean, basically, it's just all fabrication. She's got photographs of everything apart from. So she takes photographs of Johnny passed out with ice cream in his lap, so she can say to people, "Look at him, he's a pisshead." She's taken video of him where he just lost his rag at her, and he's not turning on her, but he's kind of like punching kitchen cabinets, just to show people, oh, he's a violent man. But yeah, she supposedly has had broken noses, face busted up, all the rest of it, but doesn't get photos of any of that or seeks medical attention. Or some of the things she's accused him of is awful, and you could see him today. He just looked absolutely gutted when they said to him, how have you felt listening to everything that she's been saying? And yeah, it's not good at all. And I do feel for him, and I thought it just opens up a wider discussion regarding false, because we've all heard of them, the false false accusations against men, and hello, Pocky. Yes, I do. This is why there's no swearing. We realised who it was. Just discussing Johnny Depp and Amber. And I'm going stop. And the dog starts barking. I think he knows you're there. And I'm just going to put these links in so that you can actually hear what this lady had put out. It's really interesting. Like I said, it took her a long time to transcribe these the phone calls. So if you can, please give her a sub. Just realised my live chat's not on my the television screen. Right. So give me 1 second, because right, I'm just trying to get this this link up. Okay, here's the first one. Do victims always claim a self-injury? and not the abuser having caused the injury. There's the thing is though, Corusho, and welcome by the way. You know, I think a lot of us, most people know a domestic violence victim or SA victim, and there are certain patterns of behaviour, aren't there? And it's I don't know whether what turned me off believing her were the histrionics when she was giving her, you know, with no tears and the dramatic talking on the stand. I just found it. I just didn't find it believable at all. But yeah, I'm just going to pop this link in here for you guys. Right, so that channel is called The Real Truth, real in all in capitals. And that particular video is the one where she's mocking him, you know, go on, tell people you're a domestic violent. I'm needed at the mash kettle. Look after my monkey, please. Will do. I don't think she knows you're here, Porky. Your dad's going. She probably came in thinking we were talking about dogmen, realised it's Johnny Depp and done one. So yeah, that channel, I can thoroughly recommend it. And she's also, let me just find the other link where she has uploaded the information about the potential conflict of interest, shall we say, on at the trial last year. Said hello, but she ignored me again. Oh, okay. Right. The good thing was as well that we had Kate Moss up there today. So she actually came up now and has given evidence on behalf of Johnny, you know, basically saying he didn't throw me down the stairs. You know, he never has. Bye, Porky. Have a good night. See you in the morning. Right, I'm struggling to find this stupid link. Oh, I'm so sorry about this. I did have it. And no, I haven't. Did anybody see the it was really funny. It's a fake. Kate, wasn't she, Janet? She wasn't overly dramatic. She was just dead straight, dead. And I tell you what, doesn't she look good for her age? She looks amazing. She looks absolutely amazing. So I just need to find this link because you really do need to watch this video about the about the links with Elon Musk, and here we go. Right, because honestly, you'd be mind blown the same way that I was. I just could not believe what I was watching. Here we go. And that link there is the one that shows the link between Elon Musk, the judge, the Murdochs. Just yeah, really shady. No, I don't trust him either, Janet. I don't trust him at all. And I don't know. Well, no, I don't know why. I think he just looks shifty, even before any of this. You know, it certainly does. Hi, Frida. How are you, my darling? Lovely to see you. I wasn't sure if it was girls' night tonight or not. Just having a little chit chat about Johnny and Amber and what we think. Only because I'm not feeling great today, so I didn't want to. I thought if I do one of my usual lives where I've, you know, I'm telling a story and we get into the middle of doing like an investigation, and I have to run off to the loo quickly, it's going to really mess it up. So I thought, biblically and literally. So I thought we could just have a little bit of a chit chat for an hour. So Frida, that you'll be interested in. You must save them and watch them. Oh, was it Simples? Oh my God. I tell you, through a lace curtain. I could fart through a sieve. It's awful. I've totally forgot what I was going to say now then, apart from me seeing the poo thing. There was a really funny meme that I saw as well. It had Amber Heard's face and it went 5 a.m. Have a shit. 5:10, get out of bed. She's a dirty bugger. And I watched another lady on YouTube who, goes through about celebrities and the plastic surgery, basically trying to show just normal Joes like us that, all these celebrities who look perfect and it's the perfection that we all try to attain. They're actually not. They've been really worked on. And she did a full in-depth look at Amber Heard's face. And has anybody else noticed those ridiculous cheekbones? Because at first I thought she's gone a bit overboard with the highlighter on her cheeks, hasn't she? She's actually had cheek implants. She's had lip threading. Sat here eating chili. Simples, you're brave and I wouldn't fart. Yes, Janet, they have. They have. But to hear what they've gone through and saying that she's been having Botox injections for at least 12 years. She's only in her mid-30s. Is she 36, is she? So from like 24, she's been up before you even know what a wrinkle is or a crow's foot is. Yeah, you get used to your bits. Oh, well, good luck. But yeah, and this lady, and she said she was looking at her nose and she got photographs. She's had a chin put forward because she said she had quite a weak chin. And she said, prior to all of this, she was a beauty. And I'll give her that. I will give her that. I think she's a turd, literally. However, she was beautiful. Yeah, it always looks very haughty to me in court, looking down her nose at people. Well, did you see her today, Frida, what she was doing? When Johnny was talking about how he felt for what she'd done, she was smirking and looking at him like he was a piece of crap on a shoe. Oh, I tell you, she just deserves a throat punch. She really does. And I'll tell you what else. I really hope that she now is prosecuted when it's proven, and I've got no doubt in the American justice system that they will find him innocent. They'll find for him. They'll find for him, and I hope somebody prosecutes her for lies, because that's what she's done. Like he said before, he's had to live for 6 years. He's lived with this monkey on his back for 6 years. He even says on one of that recording that I sent you the link for, when he's saying to her, he said, my kid, my son has to go to school. He has to go to school with other kids shouting at him, your effing father's a wife beater. And he said, you just don't think, do you? And she doesn't care. Total narcissist. Nobody matters but her. And I'm absolutely, totally got a girl crush on Camille Vasquez. Totally. She's amazing. I want her as my new BFF. I think she's just fabulous. I love how you can see the hatred in Amber Heard's eyes. She cannot stand her. She really can't. So I think Baby Porklet played a song in the car. Was it last week, the week before we were going out? We take it in turns. Puts the if it wasn't for Johnny, we probably wouldn't have heard pardon the pun of her. No, we wouldn't, Frida. We wouldn't have. She's a mediocre actress. She got a part in the Rum Diaries. Her looks turned his head, and she just decided to stick her nails into him, and that were it. I mean, prior to that, she was with that female artist, wasn't she? Tassia, is it Van Ray or something? Von Ray, her name. Because up to that point, because I'd seen, bits and pieces in the news, and it just reminded me after, because I was like, oh, right, I thought, she was a lesbian, which there is nothing wrong with, I'm not meaning that in a derogatory sense, but, she was in a relationship, long-term, permanent relationship with a woman. Then she's with Johnny Depp. Apparently now she'd gone back. Yes, Janet, they should have done a prenup, although she was giving it all crowing about how she was doing a postnup. She was getting in touch with her lawyer to get a postnup done, blah, de blah. And poor Johnny has said, I should have never let her suck me in. Envy how Camille can walk in those heels. Oh, Frida, I know. I know. She just owns him, doesn't she? And she's so well dressed. I mean, that's the other thing as well, isn't it? I'm going to go into full-on bitch mode now, but you look at Johnny Depp's legal team, and then you look at Amber Heard's legal team, and her team are just outclassed completely. Not just in the legal ability and the know-how, because I mean, Camille, she's the person you would hate to have trying the opposite. In a case that you're holding, she's just every defense lawyer's nightmare, isn't she? Absolute, she's brilliant. I think she's amazing. But they're even well dressed. I mean, look at Amber Heard. She look like she's that Elaine, whatever her face is, her lawyer. She looks like she's been dragged out of, I don't know, Primark or something. Primani. What do they have in America? What are the shops called? Walmart. They look like they found her in the lentil aisle on Walmart and dragged her in. Hi, Lisa. How are you doing, my love? Lovely to see you. They are well turned out, Frida. We're just having a chat about Amber and Johnny and all things weird and wonderful. I was saying I probably won't be on that long tonight because I'm a little bit unwell. But I'll last as long as I can. I like Primani as well. I have got some great stuff from there. But yeah, she just that Elaine, and she's rude. I mean, I've heard of the way she speaks to the judge. Oh my God, did anybody watch that psychiatrist yesterday for Amber Heard? That doctor, was it Spiegel, however his name was? I'd rather call him Schmiegel. I have never seen a bigger freak of nature. What an absolute bellend he was. He was just absolutely obnoxious. It was funny to watch, but it was like so cringe. Did you see that, Frida? Did you see the thing where he had the dry mouth and he started like gurning and everything? And Johnny Depp he just looked at him and pissed himself, laughing. He had to put his head down. And Camille was sat next to Johnny Depp, and she was just pissed. She was trying not to laugh because it's so unprofessional to do that. Oh, Lisa, look that up. Dr. Spiegel, Spieg. I think it's AL. Oh, it's dreadful. He's accusing Johnny Depp. The one bit was that about Marlon Brando. Did you all see that? I couldn't stop laughing. It was just an arrogant, horrible, just a tit. He was saying something about he'd been accusing Johnny Depp of having an earpiece in to be fed lines because he wasn't obviously able to, remember lines himself, which was shite. Okay, Lisa, just watch him and see what you mean. And what, Simples? No, who farted? Oh my God. No, but I tell you what, I did hear before, and I don't know if anybody who's been watching it, when Johnny got up on the stand before, did anybody get to the part where he was talking about, they were asking him what happened on the 27th of May, 2016, and he was saying, oh, it was my daughter's birthday, and that was the day that Alice Through the Looking Glass also got released, and it was the same day that Amber Turd filed the temporary restraining order on him. Did anybody watch that bit? Because just after that, Johnny's, and I swear to God, I am not even lying, I'll even record it and play it up. Up to then, his lawyer, it wasn't Camille, it was one of the other ones. I think it was the dark-haired lass. She kept saying, and was Miss Heard aware that you were away? And he's like, yeah. And how long were you away for? And he went, 2 to 3 months in Europe. And then she said, was Miss Turd? She called it Miss Turd or Amber Turd. I think said Amber Turd. I pissed myself. It's a definite Amber Turd. I'm going to record it. What did you think, Frida? Did you hear that bit where she called it Amber Turd? And I thought, has she done that on purpose just to try and get it in for a laugh? I mean, I know it's not very professional, but, defence has rested their case now, so... Yeah, Janet, seriously. It was because I kept replaying it thinking, did I just hear that correctly? I replayed it about 6 times, and yet she definitely says, she goes, Amber Turd, like that. Oh my God, she says, sorry, it was me. Oh, Simples, I'm going to have to look that one up. Brilliant. Definitely going to have to look that one up. But yeah, that. Oh God, that Dr. Spiegel one. And when he said they're talking about this earpiece. Sorry, I went off on a tangent then. And Johnny Depp's lawyer said, well, would it surprise you to know that Johnny was actually listening to music through that earpiece? And he was like, well, blah, blah, blah. And he said, so basically that would mean that he's high level functioning, isn't it? Because he's doing one job and he's also got this, this earpiece in playing him music while he's giving his lines out. And he was like, oh yeah, you're right. And he said, so if Marlon Brando had an earpiece in, would you think the same of him? And he went, Marlon Brando's dead. I was just watching him thinking, just shut up. You have got to be the cringiest, creepiest motherfucker I've ever seen in my damn life. Get off the stand. Who picks these people? Because I couldn't decide. And I thought, has Amber Heard, I mean, she's an idiot anyway, but has her legal team vetted this guy? Or is he the only person that they could find who would actually stand up and get on the stand and, give evidence for her as an expert witness? Because he is just, absolutely batshite crazy. Terrible. Anyway, so now we've done that little bit, but yeah, crazy times. Oh, is that the lady farting, Simples? Thank you. If anybody wants to hear a lady fart on the stand, Simples has just put a link in the chat. Yeah, it's just... oh, does it not? Oh, my goodness. You'd just die, wouldn't you? I'll have to watch it and see who it was. So, this weekend... yes, thank you, Simples. This weekend we are on our own because normally we have the baby Porklet comes and joins us, but she's not this weekend. She's at home with the mum, and oh yeah, that's like Johnny's team ad was so lovely. He was. What did you know? I was trying to place his accent because at first I thought he was English, and then I thought, was he South African, Frida? Did you notice that little bit of a twang to him, as though he was a little bit South African, not very posh South African, obviously, but not that South Africans aren't posh, but do you know what I mean? It was very anglicised South African. Just a thought, only because I've got an uncle who's South African. A couple of the words he said, I'm thinking, they sound a little bit, yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, just while I'm waiting for a reply. So, We are without Porklet this weekend. Now, Porky has said we're going out and we're going out downtown just so that I can experience what it's like living in a holiday town as a local when it's full of visiting pissheads. I think it's an experience I could possibly do without. However, he's insistent that I do this, but I am trying to talk him into us going up to Heysham Head instead. Or maybe we might be able to talk him into do it on Friday to do a bit of ghosty hunting, because he's only he's only free to do this every once every 3 weeks. So, and I know that you've all been waiting for him to do these ghost hunts and whatnot. So I'm going to try and see if we can go up and maybe do that Friday. I'm going to do my best. I'll see what I can work out for everybody. Yeah, Janet. Well, he set up his channel, Paranormal Pork. He only puts yeah, Simples. I will do. I'll just tell him if he's not listening now. The whole chat wants us to do. We don't want to go looking at. We don't want to go into town and get really aggravated by pissheads. But I really want to go to Heysham Head. Now, I know, Janet, you won't have been here for this one, but I was doing a series and I'm still only halfway through on Vikings. And so I was doing Vikings on the Wirral and Vikings in the Northwest, Vikings in America. I've still got to do Simple's neck of the woods, Vikings in the Northeast and Vikings in Cumbria. But one of them, when I did Vikings in the Northwest, we covered up to Heysham Head, and there's a church there. It's called St. Peter's Church, and it's got St. Patrick's Chapel there, which is the remains of an old Saxon church. There were 3 graveyards outside of this, the remnants of the Saxon chapel, and also there are some stone cut graves that are still there. The Viking graves. If you look back, if you're interested, there's it's about 3 or 4 minutes long. I did a video covering some of the things that we'd been talking about on one of these Viking episodes, and the Viking Hogsback grave marker is also in that church. So I'd really like to go there, and I think it'd be amazing if we can go and sit out at that old Saxon graveyard at night with all the spooky things. Yeah, I think I did about 5 of them, Janet. We talked about Ragnar Lothbrok and I did yeah, I've done all sorts. I don't want to bore you with it now, but yeah, we did all sorts of stuff and it was quite good. We were having Viking quizzes as well. And then I started, my fault, but I got into talking about the dogmen, and then we just ended up going off on tangents talking about dogmen and ghosts and all sorts of things. So but yeah, I do intend to come back to the Vikings, but I would really, really like to go and go up to Heysham Head. I think it's probably about 45 minutes or so from here, I think. I'm one with nature. I don't know about that, Frida, but I'll have that. I'll have that. I might not be one with nature. I'm at one with the toilet today. I'll tell you that much. It's me and that lavatory are best friends today. It's my own fault. I had an absolute splitting headache yesterday. I don't know if anybody suffers from it. Was a full on migraine. I might get maybe 2 a year, if that. But it was a full blown migraine yesterday, and all day I felt lousy. I'd started coming down with it on Monday, which is why I didn't come live. I just felt rotten Monday night. Yesterday I had a migraine all day, and it was making me feel sick, so I couldn't eat anything. And I was trying to explain to Porky why I couldn't eat anything, and I gave up in the end. But anyway, when I got to bed, I was thinking, do you know what? Maybe I'm feeling sick more because I haven't eaten anything. So I'll make myself eat something. And instead of sticking with keto stuff, I thought, The only thing I fancied was some of the giant Cadbury's buttons. And if she's still in the chat, Porklet, I'm really sorry, but I've eaten some of your mint flavoured Cadbury giant buttons. Anyway, I got into this packet of buttons and I ate the whole lot. And I did feel better last night. Oh no, this morning they've gone through me like a Ferrari, so I've really upset my tummy. I am simples today. Doberman pincher, the full thing. So yeah, so that's my thought. I want to try and work on him and say, you know what, I know we can go out anytime. Janet, it's never really bothered me with the migraines because I've done keto for years. Usually, if I'm going to get a headache, it'll be day one and it'll be, you know, because I've completely cut carbs out. Because when I go on it, I don't have any more than 10 grams of carb maximum. So if I'm ever going to get a headache, it's usually that first day. But no, this was a bad one. It was really, really bad. And I had these awful pains. So yeah, it wasn't like I would normally expect to get. I had like a vein. It was awful, this vein at the side of my head. But anyway, it's gone now. But just yeah, absolutely as Frida. I think the chocolate just didn't didn't do me any good. So yeah, I've just decided I'm not going to eat anything today. I'm going to starve myself, do what I would do with a dog, starve myself, and yeah. So I'm going to try my best when he comes home tomorrow. I will try my best to talk him into going to Hisham. Because the other thing I fancied as well, do you remember the little video I did of the pillbox? Any of you that saw that when I took Cooper to Salisbury Woods? I even thought we could maybe do one there at that World War II bunker. Quite interesting. We've been trying to find out what is the most haunted building in Blackpool, but I've not had any joy yet. Oh, right, Janet. Yeah, so that one, with it being a deserted World War II bunker, I'm like, oh, I wonder if, we might pick up something there. And it's in the middle of some flipping woods as well. So you know what I'm going to be doing? Running around screaming. I'll probably fall into there's a little stream as well. So knowing my luck, I'll end up falling into that and breaking a leg or whatever. But yeah, I've been looking at some different sites and trying to, suss out the best ones. But personally, I think Hisham is going to be the best. And also it's an opportunity to do, yeah, well, Janet, that's why he wanted me to do it with him because, well, one, I know history. So, I'd be quite happy to talk about the history of places and I remember dates and, names and so on and facts. So that's why that was one of the reasons. But the other one, he said, I just think it'd be hysterical. He said, because I know what you like. He said it'd be a little noise and you'd be flying off saying that it's, there's a werewolf in the bushes or there's a ghost or something. He's got the majority of it, Frida. He's got the EMF meter. He has got the temperature thing. It's got a laser on it. He's got these little balls that if you ching, he's got these little they are sensor ball things that if something, so you just put these 3 little balls down and if something touches them or comes near them, they light up. He's got those. He's got the camera, the special ghost hunting camera that I bought him for his birthday. He has got, that's it, Janet, cat balls. Porky's got cat balls. He's got, what else has he got? He's got something else and I can't remember. Oh, he's got the black light torches. And he has got, which I am not going to let him do with me, the Ouija board. So it's all in his little case of supernatural artifacts. So, I mean, there's still some other things that he could have. He is free. I mean, there's other things as well. And we've both got those apps on, for those stick figure things. And there's another one as well. Oh, the ghost box. No, Janet, I don't want to do that. I want nothing to do with the Ouija board. Nothing at all. I know other people on here use them. I had bedtime, just taking a couple of minutes break from the trial. Well, I have as well. I had to take a break when I came on. Oh, that Amber Turd. I just want to slap her into the middle of next week. Have you seen the way she's looking at him when he's giving his evidence? Evil cow. So yeah, she's what's your feelings bedtime? How do you think it's gonna go? Because and no, after last week and today, no effing way is anything that bitch said is true. It's not bedtime. And I'll tell you what else as well. Do you remember when his lawyer said to him, how did you feel listening to everything that she said? What an absolute bitching speech he gave. Anybody who wasn't persuaded already would have been persuaded by listening to what he had to say. She lied, yes, absolutely did, bedtime clown. She's a dirty liar. I've put in some links, bedtime. Here, hang on, I'll try it again with one of them. You really, really, really need to check these out. Oh, bugger. Hang on. Let me try and get this back in again. Right. That link there, get it saved. I'll tell you for why. It's a channel, it's called The Real Truth. That link is concerned with the yes, yeah. Well, that link I've put in there is the connection between Elon Musk, the Murdoch group who own the Sun newspaper, Judge Nichols, who oversaw it, and his son, directors of Tesla, people who are working for the Sun newspaper, and a massive conflict of interest. So that's that link there, but she's also put another one up where she's completely transcribed one of the phone calls between Johnny and Amber, where Amber is talking about her arrest record and then panicking in case Johnny tells people about the rumours of her being a stripper. She has, Janet. She has. I don't think oh, bedtime. Well, that link there, that lady's done it all. Anybody, if you want, give her a follow because she's done a lot of work. But that other, so there's that link there. And then there's the other link on her channel, which is she's fully transcribed the phone call. Yeah, no, it was her saying, you released this rumor about me being a stripper. And Johnny goes absolutely batshit at her because she says, I knew what you'd give me. And he goes, what I'd give him? What I'd give him? He went, right, that's it. I would never. He said, you told me that in confidence. I have never told anybody anything. Oh, yeah, Frida. Yeah. Yeah. Why? Do you know what? It's just, this is it with a liar. The better the liar, or the worse a liar, the more elaborate the lie becomes. And like I said, was it last week or the week before? Was it Adolf Hitler? He said, the bigger the lie, the more people tend to believe it. But yeah, when he was talking about that Frida before on the stand, and you could see his face. And the problem with Johnny is because he's such a gentle soul, isn't he? He's he's quite shy, he's quite introverted, really. I know, obviously, for an actor, but he's an actor, he's a musician, but as a person, he's not that outgoing gung-ho and the centre of attention. Not like Gerard Butler. You see him and he holds the room, doesn't he? Johnny doesn't do that. He's quite happy to stay on the sidelines. And I think what he does is, and I've been watching this trial, he look down and he'll kind of give a little smirk or a laugh. That's his embarrassment and his nerves. And I think some people have taken that the wrong way. You know, like her lawyers were trying to jump at it, saying, you know, when he's sat there laughing or when he's doodling and eating eating candy and what have you. No, that is a genuine man who cannot believe what is being said about him. My opinion, obviously. But like I said, I'd be interested if anybody's watching or listening. If you support Amber, you won't get jumped on by anybody in here. I just liked it because I can't understand how anybody's believing what she's saying. I just can't. Hiya, Mrs. Mercury. Lovely to see you, my darling. Just saying, I'm going to try and drag Porky up to Heysham Head at weekend. He wants to go out for a drink round town, and I'm not so sure. I want to go ghost hunting instead, so I'll keep you posted on that. But yeah, we're just having a bit of a chat about Amber and Johnny. Amber the Turd. Hey, bedtime, did you notice what thumbnail I'd put for this? I do stand back and say that I got the idea from you. It was going to be your name, wasn't it, on Incognito Night, but you couldn't change it. But yeah, my thumbnail was thanks to Bedtime Clown for putting the idea in my head. Yeah, Simple said the same thing. We have to tell Porky we want to do the ghost hunt instead. It'll just be me effing and jeffing, won't it, and running into trees and metadata expert testifying now. I don't know who else they can call after him. Are these all Johnny's expert witnesses though now, haven't they? Because hasn't the defence rested? Didn't the defence rest last night or yesterday? Or bedtime? What about that freaky bloody psychiatrist, that Dr. Spiegel? Bedtime. She said he had her by the throat and the bottle in his other hand. Her arms and legs were free. What the fuck? I would have been fighting like hell with my arms and legs. Yeah, rebuttal witnesses. All right, thank you, bedtime. Isn't it the 27th of June? Go out. Yes, I think Friday's the last day. Frida, you're absolutely right there. You're absolutely right. And I was always taught by my dad. Well, I mean, have any of you ever heard of the Krav Maga? The I think the Mossad use it. It's a form of self-defense stroke martial art. It's kind of a bit of a cross between it. And my dad taught us hand-to-hand combat when we were kids, because he was terrified. He's got two daughters and he's thinking they're going to be going out in the big wild world meeting men like me, because he knew what he was like as a young fella, and he taught us how to get people up. Hi, Denny. Lovely to see you. And yeah, Frida, if somebody has me round the throat, I know 100% how to get out of that. They can have me by the throat with both hands and I will get out. And it doesn't matter if I've done it with my brother. You know, I've got somebody of 6'4" holding me round the throat just to prove a point, and I got out of it and put him on the deck. So she's absolutely full of it. She's absolutely full of it. How are you doing, Denny, my love? Are you all right? Just doing a bit of general chit chat about, shizzle, really. Amber shizzle. Amber shit the bed. Flush that turd. Flush that turd. Can anybody tell me what those dinosaurs were outside court today? I didn't understand the dinosaur connection. I understood because it had the jar of dirt, but I didn't know why dinosaurs, or is it just something I've missed? I thought they were great though. And the girl yesterday, when she was standing on the opposite side to everybody else outside the court, and she had a big turd hat on. This great big like jobby for a hat. Mrs. Mercury, me too. Fake. Johnny is directing his answers to the person who's asked him the question. Yeah, the T-Rex is, yeah. Oh, do you know what? That's what my brother says about me, bedtime clown. He calls me a T-Rex. You know, like if they put something up on the top of a cupboard, and because obviously I'm so short and they're all like bloody giants and I can't reach, you'll go, oh, she's here with her little T-Rex arms. That's something I hadn't shared with Porky. He'll probably, if he's here listening to this, I hope he isn't, but yeah, that'll be the next thing. Hey Frida, hey Janet, I'm doing well, just in from work. 2 beautiful days off now. Woo, yeah. Amber Turd is a tosspot. Fancy pooing on Johnny Depp's bed. Yeah. Yeah, dirty cow, Denny. Well, miss, I more than likely, well, yeah, we can't say it, can we? There's allegations that she's responsible for a DUI fatality, and so yeah, we can say it that way, can't we? It's come to light now about because she thought that Johnny would be revealing that she was a stripper, and he said no, but it's on a call that he recorded, so that's been released as well. Blaming it on. I know. I mean, a poo of that size doesn't come out of a tiny little dog's bum, does it? Bedtime clown, especially Mr. Rotten. But yeah, it's that Elaine I can't stand. I said I've got Sorry, I started talking before, didn't I? When I was talking about Camille, and I said I've got a girl crush on her. I'm just gonna bear with me a second because I think we need an anthem for Camille. So bear with me a second, and I'm gonna play this. Let's see if I can get it up. Right, this is Camille's song. You ready? I got a girl crush. I hate to admit it, but I got a heart rush. It ain't slowing down. Hope you can hear that. I got it real bad. Want everything she had. Smiling that midnight laugh she's giving you now. Girl crush. I wanna taste her lips. There you go. Girl crush. I love that song. I hadn't heard that version before, and then Porklet played it, and it's Harry Styles, believe it or not, who Daddy is taking her to watch in June. Had to Google who she is. Yeah, sorry, Simples. For anybody who doesn't know, Camille Vasquez is one of Johnny Depp's legal team, and she is amazing. She's all over Amber Heard like a tramp on a tray of chips. She doesn't give her a minute, and she doesn't like her. You can see her when she has to address her directly. She can see Amber Heard for the turd that she actually is. And yeah, I think she's brilliant. And Amber Heard's so jealous of her because there's all this, even though, yeah, she absolutely has, Denny. She absolutely has. And I know that they said that she's already got a boyfriend, but I think that all the rumours, people saying, is she in a relationship with Johnny Depp? Is she in a relationship with Johnny Depp? I think that has really, really got to Amber. She is so jealous. If Johnny is lonely, I'll give you permission to pass on my address to him. Mrs. M, he can have mine as well. In fact, I think most of the ladies in chat, in fact, I think even Bedtime Clown and Porky would say, give him my address as well. Most women can see through her, Janet. They can. Absolutely, they can. But again, it's down to, do you remember I was talking a week or so ago, and we were on about the deviousness of women and how most men, we learn from a very young age. Now, whether it's just, Johnny's is a face that deserves to be thrown. Do you know what, Denny? As long as my face exists, he'll never be short of a place to sit. Oh dear. Simple as I try my hardest not to shit in his bed. Brilliant. No, Janet, there's been very few people who'd want to throw him out of bed. Well, did you not see my thumbnail for the other night, Denny, with Johnny Depp's picture on it? The one I sent to you, and it's got him. He's got his hands either side of a patio window, and he's just got his face in the middle in the gap. And, and my caption just said, "Ever wish you, ever wish your legs were windows?" Wow. Anyway, yeah. So I just think you could see her, she was seething. The absolute jealousy was dripping out of her when Kate Moss was on the stand. Oh, yeah, she was salty, 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 salty. Um, she's salty about Camille. She just, yeah, you can see her. She thinks she's something else. And like I said before, I was watching that woman who goes on about uh, cosmetic surgery that's been done. And she was going through everything that she has had done. Yes, simples. Yeah, so gosh, look at us all simping over Mr. Depp. He's worth simping over. I read something, and it was, oh God, a long time ago. I can't remember. Was it in probably Cosmos, something like that? It's a type of article they would have put out. But why so many people find Johnny Depp so attractive, and they said his face, it's perfectly in proportion. It's, they have they'll do like a triangle through your eyes, your nose, your mouth, cheekbones, the shape of your head, and they can fit that specific, and they said it's the perfect map, or the map for a perfect face, and they can put it on women as well as men. I think, was it I think it was Cindy Crawford was another one that they said had the perfect face. And yeah, and Johnny Depp. She's lovely. I think it was very clever them picking her to cross-examine her, not one of the male lawyers. A8, as she's lovely way about her, even her cross-examination. Yeah. Yeah. She's really nice, Frida. And I also think they've done that. The other clever way of doing it is because Amber tries to use her sexuality to influence whoever she's talking to, men and women, because as we said before, she's bisexual, so she's not averse, and I think they have picked Camille for a reason, because one, they knew that she's not going to be, her head's not going to be turned by Amber Turd in any form of a sexual way, and also she's incredibly attractive and the polar opposite to Amber Heard. you know she is that beautiful Spanish features. She's got the pale skin and the dark hair. She's a beautiful smile. She's a lovely figure. She's well dressed. She's incredibly well educated, and she's sharp as a knife. Just the type of person that is going to rattle the shit out of Amber. So if ever anybody's going to put Amber Heard on the back foot and slip up, it's her. I just want to give Johnny a big hug. Oh, me too, Frida. Danny, oh, Frida, big hug on his willy. Hey, there's no wrong with that, Danny, and I'm putting that one up on the screen. Johnny is just amazing, isn't he? But, look at all the things he does. I know. Oh, did you hear that, Mrs. Mercury? I was laughing my head off before over that. I thought, how has she managed to get away with slipping that in? I think she'll say that she was just a misspoke because it was in her head. Doesn't understand. No, Danny, she doesn't. She doesn't. She's just trash. Absolute trash. And those awful cheekbone implants she's had, they just look ridiculous. She's had that, and then was it the buccal skin folds that she's had removed from? If you go in a diagonal from the corner of your nose down to the corner of your mouth, halfway in between at the bottom of what would be your cheek. That's called the buccal fat. And she's had those removed from either side now, which is fine until you start putting putting a bit of weight on. And when you start putting weight on, it distributes the fat in your face in a funny manner. And that is what's going on with her. If you look how weird her face looks, it's because she's had those buccal fat pads removed and she's had those cheek implants. Plus, she's also had a chin. Looks like she's had a chin done as well, because it's more far forward. Her chin was quite weak and going backwards. It's now more far, I can't say it, more far forward. I mean, she's had a couple of nose jobs. You know, everybody who's anybody in Hollywood tends to have a nose job, or at least the teeth done. But yeah, those cheek implants are ridiculous. Like I said, I kept looking at her thinking, why she got so much highlighter on? And I think she's realised they're so obvious, because when she turns her head slightly, you can actually see the bulge. It's not highlighter that's making those show. Yeah, she's really had cheek implants. Crazy. So not a total natural beauty. Didn't know she was that plastic. She's had loads done, Denny. She's had the threading that's gone from a nose down a top lip to the Cupid's bow that have got barbs in to pull the lip up. She has had her chin extended forward because it was sloping too far back. She's had the cheek implants done. She's also had a brow lift, which is now sagging on her right eye. So as you're looking at her on the left, it's her right eye, but our left as we look at it. So yeah, and you can see the scars from a nose surgery. But yeah, and she's been having Botox for 12 years. So since she was in her early 20s, she's been having Botox injections. What the F? No need for it. It is sad, Janet. And this is what this lady had done. Because she's going over, you know, she's trying to draw a light on the fact that all of these celebrities, they're not beautiful naturally. Some of them are, you know, some of them. I mean, if you look like Angelina Jolie, she's funny looking. I mean, those lips of hers they're too big, but it works. It's weird, isn't it? You'll get some real natural beauties, and then, but most people will have surgery of some sort. And this lady was saying, she said, I'm trying to draw light to the fact that these women, you know, there's nothing wrong with, she's had surgery herself, but she said, this is an unrealistic pedestal that you're putting these people on. She is, Denny, but like I said, her lips are like great big lips, aren't they? On anybody else it wouldn't work, and then you look and you're like, yeah, it really does work with you. She is beautiful. I'm trying to think of some other people who haven't had, who else hasn't had surgery? Let's have a think. See if you can think of people in the public eye who have. Here, I'll tell you one, although she is getting on. Joanna Lumley. She's another one who chose to grow old gracefully. Weird teeth, but you just don't notice on angle. Oh, on Angie. I thought you said angle on Angie. Oh, do you know what? I've never looked at her teeth, because you don't. You look at her eyes, because her eyes are very hypnotic, aren't they? I'll tell you who else was very pretty as well. And again, I think it was done for a reason, and I think it was to put her on the back foot. That Dr. Curry that they got in for Johnny Depp's team to assess Amber Turd, the blonde lady, very pretty, naturally pretty. Helen Mirren, yes, Simples, she's another one, very attractive lady who hasn't, you know, she's just gone down the natural route. I'm going to age gracefully. Yeah, Helen Mirren, Joanna Lumley, trying to think. Jane Fonda's another one, isn't there? Because she opted to not go down that route of oh, I'm struggling now to think of any more. Help us out, ladies and gents, if there's any gents here. I just keep looking at the thing on the screen. Oh, Frieda, a big hug on his willy. um, but yeah, it is a shame. And Blake Lively's my girl crush, but I think she's touched her nose up. All right, okay. I can't. Oh, what's that girl? There's one that Porky loves. Lily something or other. Madonna looks. Yeah, Madonna. Yeah, she didn't look like herself. She was trying to pass off that whatever she's done to her face was through breathing. Of course it was. Yeah, yeah, Frieda. Meg Ryan was, and also Renée Zellweger. She went and had all that plastic surgery done and didn't look like Bridget Jones anymore. I mean, when she's done Bridget Jones's Baby, she's looking more like herself, but this is obviously because some of the procedures that she had done, they kind of fade, that don't they, over time. But yeah, when she first had that done, I was like, who the hell is that? And the thing is, with Renée Zellweger, it was her eyes, because she has got those, where there's not a fold in the eyelid. Um, so she hasn't really got an eyelid, has she? It goes straight into the brow fold. Oh, yes, Salma Hayek. Yes, Denny. Let's have girl crushes. Oh, and what's her name as well? Oh gosh, what's the Spanish lady called? Salma Hayek and oh god, I can't even think. It'll have to come to me. I'll tell you who else is beautiful as well. That Gal Gadot, Melanie Griffiths. Yeah, didn't she have a load of surgery done though, Frieda? That's the bedtime clown, Penelope Cruz. I think she's stunning. And one of my friends, Nikki, looks just like her. She's a little English version of Penelope Cruz. Yeah, I think she's very, very pretty. What about? Oh, I know. Oh, Mrs. Mercury. When I saw her after she'd had a face, like a face done and a nose job, she just doesn't. She doesn't look like her, does she not? As what's her name? Jennifer Lopez, because she looks like it's natural. Yeah, she did. She did, Denny. Nobody could recognise her. Yeah, that's what I meant. She ruined herself. She said, yeah, right, Frida, right, I'm with you now. But yeah, I was thinking Jennifer Lopez, I think, is untouched, I think. Um, you see, some of them that I'm thinking of, they're too young to warrant the surgery, aren't they? Like Taylor Swift and because I don't think she's had outdone either. But yeah, anyway, the just have a look if you're watching old oh, hang on, J-Lo is au naturel. Anyone seen the film Hustle with J-Lo in it? Oh, is that the one where she plays the pole dancer, Denny? She's got it's coming on Netflix. I don't know if it's next week or the week after. She's got the documentary following her where she talks about her life, and it goes through a video in. Yes, yeah, I saw some clips of that, Denny. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. However, not a lot of people know this, and I didn't do it for money, by the way, but I can actually pole dance. I went and had pole dancing lessons. I have got photos of myself on the pole. Might share them with you at some point. I think Porky's seen one, he might have seen two, I'm not sure. Joan Collins doesn't look too bad for her age. No, she had a lot done, but she still looks like herself. Yes, she does, Danny. If you'll watch the docu also, she's always hugging her daughter, very sweet. Ah, is she still with what's his face? What's his name? Who she was with before, and then he jilted her. I might send them to you, Denny, and let you have a look. It's because, well, and I've said this before that I was a dancer, um, and learnt ballet, and then I danced on a particular program for a while. But anyway, not going to dox myself too much. But part of this was I then decided I just wanted to do a little bit of something to keep fit, and there were lessons in Manchester to learn how to pole dance. And I was like, oh, go on, I bet I can do that. Because obviously I have really strong legs with the horse riding. So yeah, I did it, but it's very hard. I wasn't to the extent like J-Lo did. I mean, oh my God, no. I just about managed to hang upside down them, but you want to see one of the photos, my legs were covered in bruises. It's not a good look when you're learning, it really isn't. But yeah, we were just like in shorts and t-shirts doing it, and then advanced on to hooker heels. So that was quite funny. But yeah, it was just like a room full of women all learning how to, how some women go and they do belly dancing, um, or they learn that Russian dance. I forget what it's called. It begins with a B, doesn't it? But yeah, it was just like that. It was a load of women just having a good laugh, doing it for a bit of keep fit, and I don't doubt some of the women went home. They got a pole in the living rooms and entertained the fellas with it. Good luck to them. I didn't. Yeah, well, yeah. I think I probably might do now, Frida. I've not done it because I got I think it was about 4 years ago. I got vertigo, and just I got an ear infection and then ended up with vertigo. So since then, I've never tried doing anything like that, just in case, because it's the worst feeling ever, isn't it? If any of you have ever had vertigo. Really cool. I tried pole dancing, but legit made me too dizzy. I still have the pole. Became a little man's fat. Oh, way to go, Denny. Yeah, I didn't get the pole. It was literally just going to the dance studio and learning it in there. But it was really good. It was good. It was a good laugh, and seeing people falling, sliding off the pole and landing on your head. And I gave myself a whiplash at one point doing that as well. But yeah. Well, that's it, Frida, isn't it? At least the poll didn't go to waste. Hey, it's a good job Jen's not got it, isn't it? Nuff. Bloody hell, it definitely wouldn't have gone to waste. Sliding up and down, washing poles, I don't know. But yeah, so I'm wondering if that's the type of stripping that Amber Turd did. Up and down a pole after a bit of cash. Dirty cow. Let me just go back over check, make sure I haven't missed out. Oh, he had hours of fun with it. Oh, bless him, Denny. Is he going to be a fireman? Has he said what he wants to be when he grows up? Because it's weird, isn't it? When they're really little like that, they either want to be a pirate or a fireman or an astronaut or a footballer. There tends to just be like 4 go-tos for little boys. Up to about the age of 6. Then they get a little bit more creative. You want to hear this one, though? I was really impressed. Porky's daughter, Miss Turd could strip paint with some of the look she gives in court. She absolutely could, Janet. In fact, I'm going to pin that. That's a cool comment. Yeah, I was talking. She was saying about when she has to pick her options at school, and which I think it's next year. And I said, "What you thinking of picking?" And she's saying, "Because oh, sorry, I'm going to yawn. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's rude of me." She was saying that she wants to do because she's a very talented musician, very talented. She wants to do music, and then she was going to try. She was thinking maybe history, and then she was like the 3 sciences. And I said, "All right." I said, "So what are you thinking at the end of it?" I said, because you got to kind of put some thought into your options, because there's no point you picking, say, English, music, and history when you want to be a doctor, that type of thing. I was like, "Oh, no, I thought about that." Astrophysicist. What's the actual? Got a 12-year-old there into astrophysics. Good on her. Oh, did you, Frida? Oh, bless you. I mean, well, they weren't, I'll be honest with you, they weren't, when I was learning, they weren't they weren't dear. It was like the local village hall, and the lady who taught, she was an ex-ballet dancer, and she had danced with, I think it was the London. Anyway, she danced with a famous ballet troupe, and her name was Mrs. Winstanley. And she just, and it was for, I can't even remember, like a quid or a quid 50. And she was teaching us all ballet and tap. And then I learned there. And then obviously as I got older and more experienced, I then went to, but I was doing Saturday jobs all over the place, and just so I could pay for lessons. But yeah, I loved it. Loved it. But yeah, I was a ballet dancer for 12 years. My feet are the ugliest trotters you will ever see on the planet. Ballet dancers look very graceful, and then you look at the feet and all the knots of muscles in the calves. So it's not it's not a great look, Frida. So you're lucky really that you didn't do it. I know, Danny. I know. Yeah. Yes, Janet. I know. Astrophysics, simple. I was going to say, tell her not to be a nurse. No. But yeah, it's something people don't think about, and I've wrecked my body really. Um, it's incredibly painful, Janet, and my feet are awful. My feet are they're so ugly. Twisted toes and things, because I was up on points before I'd finished growing. Yeah, if I weren't so embarrassed, I would actually take photographs and go, that is a pair of I tell you what, Google it, ballet dancers' feet, and we all look the same, twisted toes and whatnot. But yeah, massive, massive muscles in my calves and massive muscles in my thighs, front and back. So yeah, you might be slim and you might look the part when you've got clothes on, but if you're walking down the beach in a bikini with all these massive knots of muscles in your legs and your minging feet, it's not nice. So yeah, don't let anybody tell you it's anything other than unglamorous. And my friend Kelly, she's a professional dancer. And she, when we first met each other and we happened to be mentioning, I can't remember how ballet came up, and she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're a ballet dancer as well." So we'd talk, and sometimes we'd kind of go through all the positions and, see plie, jeté and all this lot. No, Frida, no, my feet are minging. Porky will tell you, he rarely sees my feet bare. I've usually got socks on. I don't have socks on in bed, obviously, but you can't see my feet there, so. But no, I'm really embarrassed of them. But yeah, when Kelly and I happened to say, "Are your feet minging?" And she went, "Oh yeah, hang on." And she took her shoes off and took her socks off. She went, "There you go, compare." So I did the same in mine, and we just sat there going, if I knew then what I know now, I would never have gone on points. We would have just stuck to tap dancing. And she's exactly the same, because I love tap dancing. So good. It's such good fun. And again, there's not that many people, it's not one of those, although it does tend to be coming back a little bit now with the shuffle dancing. A lot of the shuffle dancing, or the shuffle dancers will throw a bit of tap in here and there, which I think is pretty good. So because wasn't there, what was that actor's name? Black actor, he was I think he was a dancer before. Frida, I tried it. I tried it as a little kid, because obviously with an Irish nana, she wanted us to do Irish dancing. But because I was doing the ballet and I was doing the tap, we just didn't have the time, and it was kind of clashing with the lessons. So we went to a couple of lessons, my sister and I, and then that was it. We didn't go again. Did learn Highland dancing, which is different again. I fancied the Irish dancing, but there's a girl who, oh gosh, I've got to think of her name now. She puts videos of herself on YouTube where she's doing the Irish dancing, like round Dublin or what have you. The price you pay for your sport ballet is grueling, so we are discovering that Kiss is quite the dancer. Kiss the Stallion. Oh, you're on about that Megan? Megan the Stallion. Was she a ballet dancer? Sorry, I don't know. I've heard the name, but I don't know. I don't really know anything about her, Denny. I'm just going to try and find this this Irish dancer because she is amazing. Right. Prepare to be impressed with this one. You ready? I'm going to put this one in my chat. I'll put the link. And please all go over and have a watch, because let me just do that. That lass, and she's a typical, you know, when we were talking last week, was it, about typical Irish faces? You look at her, you know she's Irish. She's got the dark hair and the lovely complexion and the bright eyes, and she just busks around Dublin and what have you, Irish dancing, and it's amazing watching her. She's just having such a good time. But again, you see with her, she's very slim, but you can see, because she's danced so much, you can see the shape of her legs. And she is slim, but the legs are a bit deceiving. Well, I'm exactly the same. She's just cool. Don't think she ballets much. So, okay, Denny. I wasn't sure. I've like I said, I'd heard of her, but I wasn't so sure. But yeah, that video, I just love watching it. I love watching her face because she's having such a wonderful time. She really, you can see she's loving what she's doing. And what I hate is the people just walking past. You know, they're going about the day, shopping, doing what have you. I just feel like saying, just stop and watch the girl. This is a skill, and it's a dying skill as well. You know, unless there are people who are going to keep our traditions going. You know, you've got your Irish dancing, your Highland dancing, clog dancing, even Morris dancing, all these different traditional dances. Even remember country dancing, if anybody used to learn that at school, and your reels and things like that. You know, we would learn you. Well, you have to. You go to a Scottish wedding, and there's always, you know, the calling the reels and what have you. So you know you have to learn it. But nice vid, yeah, she does have that Irish look. They have cheery faces. Well, I'll remind Porky of that one, because he's a full-on Irish, proper Irish face as Porky, like real full-on Irish face. And it's that eyes and nose bit where you look, you know, if you were just to take the eyes and nose off an Irish person, you'd know it anywhere. You go, yeah, they're Celtic. That's a Celtic face. That's an Irish face. And plus he's got the jet black hair and the bright green eyes. So, and the white skin, very white. He's navy blue. Or not navy blue, pale blue. You're a leprechaun. That's what I always say. I got the leprechaun gene. Oh, do the Mrs. Mercury? Oh, clog dancers on Pilton Gala Day. Hey, so what's anybody doing for the Jubilee? Has anybody got anything planned? Are you going to any street parties? Are there any activities on near you? I want to go and watch the beacons being lit. And doesn't she simples? She just floats, doesn't she? I went and watched in 2012. We went up onto Great Hill on the moors and we watched the beacons because we could see 3 beacons from there. Obviously, great distances away. Oh, street park. Oh, lovely, Mrs. Mercury. Is that down at your daughter's or is it back home? I don't think there's anything going on here. Oh, right, okay. See, I would think that they'll definitely, well, they should be lighting the beacon simples. Our street is having a party. Everyone is cooking something to bring out. One of them is blaring 50s music, apparently. Oh, brilliant. Just had a look at your link. She's brilliant. Her dance is so natural, if you know what I mean. I know it's one. I love watching her. She's one of the channels. I have a list of channels that if I'm feeling a bit glum, I put them on, and she's one of them. I think she's amazing. I love watching her. I would have never got to. Well, I don't know actually, because I was a pretty good tap dancer. Um, I suppose if you're just focusing on one thing, but if doing ballet and tap, I would have never got to that level of expertise with Irish dancing. You just would have to focus on Irish dancing and nothing else, wouldn't you? We all have bunting up. I'll take a pic tomorrow. Oh, please do, Denny, because I was gonna do us a platinum jubilee. What's it called? Hiya, love. How are you? God, Suzanne, I've not seen you for ages, darling. Lovely to see you. We're just having a little bit of a chit. Well, we're talking about the Queen's Jubilee at the moment, but we keep coming back to ripping into Amber Turd. How are you doing? Everything all right with you, I hope? So yeah, so I'm thinking at some point over that bank holiday weekend, I will do us a platinum jubilee party, so we can all come online and get drunk and celebrate Liz. I know, Friedrich, it's nice to see you because we miss you quite a lot. Well, we miss you all the time, don't we? I can't think where did I see you last? Oh, I think it was in genetics. I think you were in JC's live, weren't you, love? So, anybody? I don't know if bedtime's still here or not. What's going on with the case at the moment? Has anybody else been dragged up? Um, well, yeah. So I don't know if those of you who are doing something for the Jubilee, if you're having any parties or anything, if you let me know what. Oh God, sorry, I'm getting hiccups now. If you let me know what days you're doing things on, I'll try and do a live that isn't going to clash. But as I said, I really want to go up and see the beacons being lit. So all's okay, just been doing other things, but I always miss your lives. Oh, don't worry. It's one. It is what it is, isn't it, love? It's the time distance and what have you. Time distance, the time difference. I'm the same with JC, and I have to go back and I watch replays. I very rarely catch a live, which I'm gutted about. But you know, and Preach Queen as well. I miss Preach's stuff. Oh, you have it on pause. Can catch up tomorrow. Ah, okay, Frida. Oh, Janet, you'll probably know 3 Flick 3 is you'll know Suzanne from In Bams, but this is the other account. I think was it a different phone or something, was it? And you couldn't get the other name on it, so different device anyway. So yeah, I will try and fit in a live around what other people are doing because I think we should, you don't have to be a massive royalist, but our Liz is going to be the longest ever serving or reigning female monarch ever. And at the moment, We're doing it week tomorrow on the 3rd. Third of the. Oh, okay, Denny, thank you. I'm not a royalist. I couldn't give a shiny shace for any of them, but I'll join in the festivities. Oh, on the Thursday. Right, brilliant. Thanks, Denny. Yeah, and at the moment, although the gap is shortening, at the moment she is the third longest serving sovereign monarch. So being beaten by, now I've got to remember this, I think the King of Louis the 14th. He's the longest. I think he served 72 years. I think. Here's me going off on a tangent now. If anybody wants to Google, you might be able to prove me wrong. I'm sure it was Louis the 14th served something like 72 years and 100 days, something like that. And then the next longest serving is only beating our Liz by like 100 days or something. It was a king of Thailand, and then it's Liz. So she's catching up to be the second longest. I mean, there are other apparently longer serving monarchs over throughout the world, but these are either they weren't sovereign nations or they can't be validated. Some of them going back to the 1400s. So yeah, and the thing is, I might think a lot of them are a waste of space. I haven't got a lot of time for some of the royal family. However, I think, for somebody who's devoted a life, she's just lost her husband. I'm sorry that he wasn't here, Phil the Greek, and he wasn't here to share this year with her. It's such a shame that he died when he did. But and I come from a military family. Literally every man in my family going back generations has served in the military, majority in the army, but we do have some navy men as well. I haven't got any RAF, funnily enough, but yeah, army and navy. So God save the Queen, or I could start singing a bit of the Sex Pistols, isn't it? God save the Queen, the fascist regime. So sad seeing her sit on her own at his funeral. Oh, I know, Janet, I know. That was awful. And do you know what? That pissed me off because while she was doing that, and then you had that Boris Fat getting pissed with his mates at the back of number 10. And she's sat there with, 50 odd years of marriage, wasn't it? Dad was a warrant officer in the Irish Guards. Oh, good on him, Frieda. Good on him. Denny, Andrew can swivel, but the Queen has done her duty. She's very stable for a covert lizard. Yeah. And obviously Porky's ex-forces as well. So, and the company he works for is, they're Americans. So he's supposed to be working that bank holiday. And apparently he said to him, I ain't working. He said, she is going to be the longest ever reigning female monarch ever. And at the moment, she's closely coming up to being the second ever longest sovereign monarch. I will not be working. It's a British thing. So yeah. I think we should mark it in some way as a channel. Like I said, we don't have to kiss the asses of anybody royal. Maybe we could tell a few royal stories. We could do. Oh, did I ever tell you guys about me burping in Princess Anne's face? I didn't walk up to her and burp in her face, but it was. Oh God, I didn't know if I told anybody this or not. Let's just say, I'm not going to say where it was, but I was in a line waiting for. She was coming along, shaking hands, and I was just really nervous. I was gulping. I was only about. God, was it about 19 or 20? 20, I think. I'm gulping. Well, obviously, as I'm gulping with nerves, I'm swallowing air, wasn't I? And Denny, it was awful. And she got to me, and it's like, oh, and you are, and you do. And as she shut my hand out, went to open my mouth and just went. I didn't do it on purpose. It came out and I was like, oh my God. And she kind of gave this little wry smile and went, lovely, and walked on. And I just stood there thinking, oh, holy Jesus. And then a little lonely tear ran down my face. And then it ran down on the other cheek as well. And I ended up bawling my eyes out. I couldn't believe what had happened. But it was just nerves. It wasn't me being a Dorothy pig. I just literally opened my mouth and this little burp. I'll be watching for sure. I'm from Yorkshire. My family royalists. I love it. Brilliant, Suzanne. Brilliant. Well, we'll do something good. I think we shall tell. I think we should go over our country's history with monarchs. How about that? And we'll try and find some, or I'll try and find some funny stories about different monarchs and different things that have happened under different monarch rules, right up to present day with our Elizabeth. What do you all think? I saw Prince Charles in the 70s getting out of a car. I was truanting from school, just waved at him and gave him a thumbs up. He laughed. Oh my goodness, Janet, did you? Good for you. Queen Victoria reigned for about 63 years, I think. Love or hate royalty. It's fascinating, all the history of it. Henry VIII is my favourite. Did you see my comment last night? No, Simples, where did you put your comment, love? Janet, how you made him laugh. Oh, brilliant. My ex's grandfather cooked for Charles in Oss at Timbertop. Wow, really? Oh, no, Simples, I haven't. What did you put on the last bit? You'll have to tell me because I can't go back and look because I'm on my phone and being shit as usual. Lucy, oh, who's Lucy Worsley? Hang on, Lucy Worsley. Why is that ringing a bell with me? Lucy Worsley. Yeah, well, I like it from oh right, okay. Oh, simple, thank you. Oh, I'll look into that then because I haven't seen it. I think I'll give tonight a miss as I have no respect for that family whatsoever. I don't want to offend anyone in the group. Oh, Mrs. Mercury, honestly, you're absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. We all disagree on different things. It's absolutely fine. Not a problem. You should hear me when I'm disagreeing with my friends. I've got one friend who absolutely despises the royal family. And then there's me as well, which I mean, some people know, some people don't. I am probably what you would call slightly right wing. However, all of my friends are hard left, so it's just one of those things. We just don't you worry about it. It's absolutely fine. It doesn't matter. It's like I said before. Anybody who's actually supporting Amber Heard, you're welcome and voice it. Nobody will jump on you for that because it's like our souls. We've all opinions, isn't it? We've all got one. So yeah, don't you worry about it, Mrs. M. We're only just diverted anyway then onto it. So we're going to be going off onto other things. But yeah, looking at Denny's comment, what the period I like, I mean, it's the Middle Age, the probably really from Saxon right up to, let me think. I'd say probably up to Henry VII. So coming out of the Plantagenet into the Tudor period, but it's like the War of the Roses period that I'm absolutely fascinated with. And then you jump and I go right back to the kind of just coming out of the Dark Ages. Pop said he enjoyed being alone without his mind as he was treated no differently. I taught dance there for a short while. Oh, okay, brilliant. Denny medieval, love 15th century. Yes, me too, Denny. Frida says, Mrs. Mercury, please don't worry. We can all have different opinions. Absolutely. It's not turning into a kiss the royal family's bum thing. It's just, people voicing. And at the end of the day, I think that, my personal opinion is that it's a once in a lifetime thing, isn't it? How we are never ever going to see another monarch that lives this long in our lifetimes, are we? None of us here are going to see this again. So I think that's the fascination with me. Plus, we get an extra bank holiday day. Excellent. About time. I couldn't believe we didn't get. Oh, this is where I get really bad. But I was really upset that when we haven't had extra bank holidays when I thought that we should have. Yeah, I've read some terrible things about the royal family. Really scary if it's true. No worries if you slate them. It's next week, Simples. So it is Thursday. It's the 2nd and 3rd, isn't it? Basically we've got a 4-day bank holiday weekend. So instead of it being on the last, for May Day, instead of being the last Monday in May for the bank holiday, they've knocked it on. So it's going to be Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. Oh, there you go, Mrs. Mercury. See what Frida's put? I like you in chat. I don't care if you don't like the royal family. See, none of us care. It's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. No drama. Especially not in here, anyway. Yeah, that's absolutely it, Suzanne, isn't it? We are all different. An opinion shouldn't phase anyone negatively. No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't. And like I said, me and my friends in real life, we're polar opposites. Absolutely polar opposites politically, just everything really. Oh, Janet, we all like you. Thank you, lovely. Yeah. No, there isn't any need to be disrespectful to anybody just because we don't agree. I mean, how many times have I come out with something a bit stupid and somebody said, well, actually, no, and kind of either not contradicted, but put me straight because they've not agreed with what I've said. It's not a problem. Don't get the arse with it. Defo gonna rinse the extra days off. Absolutely, Jenny. Well, that's it. That's when you see, because Porky, he actually no, I'll not say that because that's his story to tell. But basically, he's like, nah, I'm going to be off. I'm going to take part in this jubilee. Hello, sit. Are you up kissing the kissette? Oh, I like that. Kissing the kissettes. Hey. Welcome, welcome. How are you? And how is the lovely Nancy? We're just having general shizzle chat. We've talked about, we're on and off, keep going back to Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. We've talked about the upcoming Jubilee, because I'll do a Platinum Jubilee celebration, whether you are a royalist or not. Everybody's welcome. Yeah, there you go. Like Simple said, not a royalist either, but I will pop in. And I did sing a little bit of God Save the Queen as well, the punk version, but it wasn't great. And I'm trying to get Porky. We've got this weekend to ourselves. He's talking about taking me into town so that I can experience what it's like living in a seaside holiday town as a local and going drinking when it's full of pisshead visitors. He thinks it's an experience I need to have. I, on the other hand, don't. So I'm going to try and talk him into maybe doing our first ghost hunt. So that's as far as we've kind of got. Bedtime keeps nipping in and out because he's watching the Johnny Depp trial at the moment. So yeah. So I'm hoping that the lovely Nancy is feeling all right today and that all's well and good with yourself. Maybe we should do well, if I do a Platinum Jubilee edition, maybe we should do incognito, but it's got to have a royal theme. What do you think? And you've got loads of time now to think about it. Oops, my AirPods packed in for a minute. Oh, Simples. He has once, when we were in York, and he banned me from ever drinking again. Do you remember? He just got so pissed off with me. And I didn't think I was that bad, but he said I was telling the same tale again and again and again. Apparently he said, I can't remember, I think I wanted food, which he ordered, which I didn't eat, and he predicted that I would pass out unconscious on the bed fully clothed before the pizza had been delivered. And he was right. So he has said I'm never allowed to drink near him again, which is fine, because I don't, I try not to drink anyway. I'm not a drinker, so, one glass of anybody's. So, yeah. I think it was more for just the experience, because he knows when we go out now, I just drink pop. Always have lime and soda is my tipple of choice. Yep, all good in the hood. Nancy had her eyebrows and nails done, so she's buzzing her tits off at the mo. Good on you, girl. What she had done, she had them plucked or microblading, or is that something that I'm asking a man who wouldn't have a bleeding clue? I was watching, for the ladies, this is a tutorial this morning, and I had a go of it, and oh my God, it does work. In the absence of putting on false eyelashes, it's an Indian lady, and she's showing you the trick to get your natural eyelashes looking like you've had false eyelashes put on. I was like, what the fuck? It's brilliant. You know your eyelash curlers? Now, how many of you use an eyelash curler? And the thing is, I'm going to tell you this, and you're all going to go, oh, yeah, I already know that. But I was really, really impressed with this this technique. So you basically, you get your eyelash curler. Haven't got, oh, have you not? Oh, I've, mine are blonde though. You can't see them. I've got I had the eyelash lift done, lift and curl, and them dyed because the blonde, and I look like I've gotten on, so I look very like banjo playing if I don't have my eyelashes done. But right, Denny, okay. So when you use your curlers, do you just like get them out your makeup bag, stick them on your eyelashes, and then put your mascara on? Because if that's the way you do it, you're doing it wrong. And I tried this and I was like, shit, oh la, this is amazing. Get your hairdryer and heat up your curlers. Now, you only heat them enough so you don't want them red hot. You just want them so when you touch it with your finger, they're just warm. Yeah, so yeah, you do them. Yeah. So she heats them up, uses them to curl the eyelash, then puts on the mascara. Okay. Then this time using the curlers, but using them cold, because if you use them hot, it would take off and you don't put the mascara all the way to the end either. Okay. Curl them. So again, while it's got the mascara on, but you don't do one squeeze, you kind of squeeze very lightly, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. And then using a eyelash comb to separate the eyelashes out. I was like, I looked like I'd had eyelash extensions. I was like, oh my God, why did I not know about doing this? So, but obviously you already knew, but I didn't. From a man's point of view, why would you make eyelashes look false? Surely false ones should look real. Well, I mean, same false eyelashes, just so your eyelashes stand out, because unless you're blessed with beautiful, long, natural black eyelashes, Sid, we all need a bit of help. Well, it does, Janet. I wouldn't do it for every day. It does sound like too much like hard work, but I will do it for going out. Now that I've had a go of it, and I was really impressed. But yeah, I've been watching all sorts of shite on YouTube. Apart from the, the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, which is the biggest pile of shite ever. Oh God, I tell you what, what do we all think? I mean, if disregard the fact that I think all of us in here are. I've memorised what you just said. I didn't know all those other techniques. So no mascara at the tips of the eyelashes. What about the bottom ones? Your bottom eyelashes, you then do them afterwards. You don't curl them. You don't do anything, but you use a very thin wand. If you have a mascara wand, a very thin, fine one, just to do your bottom lashes, because if you leave them off, they look ridiculous against your very tall and upright lashes. I never knew that. Thank you. Does anyone know if microblading hurts? I don't know, Mrs. Mercury. Hello all, I'm lurking but not here. Oh, hello, Eternal Flame. How are you doing, love? Are you all right? I've noticed we hadn't seen you for a while. Well, a good few days. Because obviously I've been missing other lives, so I hadn't seen if you've been anywhere else. So yeah, I'm just hoping that you were all right. She a makeup tutorial one night. I bet you all have different tips. Nancy's crap at makeup. No, Sid, I am. I promise you, I am. I wear very little makeup. Bit of bronzer. That's about it. The one we want is Voodoo Queen. Voodoo Queen is, although she's very busy at the moment, but she has this thing that she does with the eyelashes, and she promised us when she has some time that she's going to do us an eyelash tutorial. So when she does it, you'll have to make sure that Nancy's watching. It'll be on Bedtime Clowns channel. I've never had it done, but I've heard it's painful the first time, but gets easier. It's like a lot of things that Frida, though, innit? Not too bad, actually. Thank you. Hope everyone else is. Yeah, we're all okay. We're just chewing the fat, as they say in Scotland. Oh, do you, Sid? Goth makeup. God, one of my friends is a bit of a. I tell you, she fathers with a makeup. That's a good Lancashire bit into it. I tell you, she fathers. Susie Sue. She just looks, apart from she does shave under her arms. But yeah, she just looks like Susie Sue. And if anybody doesn't know who Susie Sue is, Susie and the Banshees back in, I don't know, were they the 80s or the 90s? 80s, I think. I know my dad was a massive Susie and the Banshees fan. And now I'm trying to remember, there was a song he played. Oh my God, I can't remember what the damn name of it was. I do some research on long-term effects of microblading, Mrs. Mercury. I think there are better options, but that's only my opinion. A random man at the shops like my T-shirt today. Oh, what was it? What was your T-shirt? You have to tell us now because we need to know. I've remembered it. It was called Spellbound. My dad used to hammer that one. Oh, Sisters of Mercy one. Oh, simple. Well, we were talking about the Sisters of Mercy the other night, weren't we? '80s blue mascara. Blue mascara? Blue mascara? Really? Ew. Sorry. What kind of blue? Like a dark blue, a light blue? No, I don't like pain either. There is a treatment, Mrs. Mercury, for thick and Frida, for thickening up eyebrows. And it is it's like microblading, but it isn't, if you see what I mean. And you can buy these pens yourself, so it's semi-permanent. But you can get, if you've not got a steady enough hand, you can get what's it called, a beauty therapist to do them for you. Again, if you look on Google, on YouTube, there are some tutorials of people showing you how to do this. And there are also the ones with the fibers, you know, like you can do with your eyelashes if you've got like really poor eyelash. Yeah, I had mine threaded once as well, Sid. Pink eyeshadow and light blue. Oh gosh, that's a contrast in it, Eternal Flame. Well, I'll be honest with you, Sid. If you're having your eyebrows threaded, and this is for anybody, I don't, you know, obviously feel free to correct me, but I have found having eyebrows threaded, go to either an Asian eyebrow threader or an Oriental. It really is an art form. I don't know why, but Caucasian women cannot do it to the same skill set as Asian ladies and Oriental ladies can. The eyebrow, yeah, Eternal, yes. Mine was done by an Asian lady. I know, Sid, the only thing that I wouldn't do is let them dye your eyebrows. Because again, well, as you can see, if you look on my photo there, you can see that my eyebrows are basically the same colour as my hair. The very, very pale. And I was round Blackburn with my friend, and we were going through Blackburn Market, and there were a couple of Asian ladies in the middle, and they were doing threading. So my friend said, "Oh, I'm going to have my eyelashes threaded," and I never had mine done. I usually go and, you know, my friend's a beauty therapist, so she usually plucks mine. I went, "Go on, I'll do mine as well." So beautiful. She got the shit, absolutely beautiful, and like Sid said, a pure art form. And I said, "Oh, well, while I'm here, could you dye my eyebrows?" And I said, "Just you know, brown so that they stand out." Oh, holy Jesus. What I didn't know was that the dye she used was black. And not only that, but she didn't just put it on the hairs on my eyebrows. She dolloped it in a big streak right across my eyebrows on both sides. So, you know, when you see a clown, you know, when they've drawn in the eyebrow and it's this gigantic, yeah, right, black. So, and I've no mirror. I can't see this. So I'm sitting on my back, you know, on this chair in Blackburn Market, and she wipes it off and she was, "Right, okay, thank you very much." However much it was, thank you. And what now? My friend had only had her brows threaded, so she'd finished and she'd gone over to. We were going to have a spot of lunch. She's waiting for me at this cafe. I walked up to her and I just remember her face. She had a milkshake. She kind of stopped. She's sucking on the straw, and she kind of like went, just froze, looking at me, and then spat this milkshake everywhere. And she went, "Jesus, you've got scouse brows." And I went, "You what?" She went, "You've got scouse brows." Now, I'd been into Primani about half an hour earlier. So we'd gone doing a mad shop. I'd bought some sunglasses. I had to wear the down and a hat, sunglasses and the hat, so nobody could see these big scouse brow slugs stuck on my face. It's 2 days before I could get the dye off my damn skin. You once bleached yours when you were bleaching your hair, they went all patchy, so you had to shave. Oh, you didn't? Oh, Sid. Well, here, talking about shaving off eyebrows, my sister's ex-husband, God's rest his soul, he is the lad who took his own life 2 years ago. He was the first, because they met at school, you know, when I think my sister was 14. Paul was the same age as me, but yeah, she was 14 when she met him. And his family, they had, like, my nan would never have a microwave. She always used, "Oh, they'll give you cancer, them things. Don't trust them." So growing up, we never had a microwave, but his family did, and he never used it. You know, like most lads, they don't do the mum does the cooking for him, and his mum had gone away and trusted him to be at home. I think he was about 16 at the time. He's only on his own overnight. He decides he's going to do a boiled egg in the microwave. So he sticks the boiled egg. Well, he hasn't read the instructions, has he? I don't know if any of you have ever done an egg in the shell, but you have to pop the shell. No, he didn't do that. So he puts the egg in, stuck it on for the relevant amount of time, which, when it was done, as he opened the microwave door, it exploded on him. Right, so he ended up, I mean, it was quite bad because he had serious burns, but this molten egg exploded out and stuck on his face. So it burned off his, I suppose it was like having molten plastic on you. Basically, it took his eyebrows off and his eyelashes. Oh, God, I've never seen anything as funny in my life. And my sister was having to draw his eyebrows on because it just looked like a special case. I've never seen anything like it. And then on top of that, he just never had he never had the look, did Paul? Bless him. Ridiculous when I was on stage because I couldn't save all the sweat in my eyes. Well, that's it. They come in handy, don't they? Them eyebrows for soaking up the old sweat. Oh dear. Well, I'll tell you another little funny tale about Paul. He won't mind. He had a good sense of humour and we got on all right. And it's nice to remember people in a funny way, isn't it? Rather than getting all sad. So it's just a shame he suffered from, from depression and anyway. But when the eldest of my nieces was born, he is at the hospital with my sister and she hadn't fully dilated. And the midwives had said, right, we want to give her an epidural and she's going to be at least another 6 to 8 hours in labour. So why don't you leave the delivery suite? There's a pub across the road from the hospital where all the expectant fathers used to go and wait. So said, why don't you go across the road to the pub and come back in an hour? Go and have a bite to eat, maybe have a pint or something, settle your nerves, because obviously it's his first child. Settle your nerves, have a pint, come back in an hour. Anyway, he's hardly got out of the hospital. He's going down the main corridor coming out, and it comes on over the tannoy. Mr. Mather, can you please return to the delivery suite? Mr. Mather, please return to the delivery suite. So he turns around, it's a massive hospital, turns around, he's legging it back. And because obviously thinking something is drastically wrong. Well, what had happened, unbeknownst to him, was that as they'd got my sister's a bit of a wet see, like me, as they managed to get the epidural into her back, she had what they described as a panic contraction. And so she had kind of carried on dilating, but basically the baby shot out. She wasn't expecting it, and labour only she shot out the baby, but she shot the placenta out. Well, I didn't know any of this, but basically she's saying that they weigh the placenta. You nurses in chat will know. Weigh the placenta, and mothers as well. They weigh the placenta to make sure nothing's been left inside. As he came bursting back into the delivery suite, all he sees is this nurse turning round, holding this placenta in some blue paper towels. And he thought that that was what Angela had given birth to. He thought it was like this weird deformed baby. Had a complete massive and utter panic attack and passed out and hit his head on the trolley, split his head open, got a bad concussion, and ended up spending his night on a ward on his own. Oh, hiya, Paula. You're not late at all. You've arrived at just the right time. It's like Gandalf, isn't it? A wizard is never late. He always arrives just when he's meant to. And I had C-section, so it all comes out. I did get to see the placenta. It's weird, like liver. Well, that's what he said, because he just saw this mess, and he thought the baby had like become deformed or something when it came out, or ripped to bits. Oh no, are you losing sound as well, Eternal? Oh, I am so. Oh, do you think that's because I'm talking about the deceased? This always happens when I'm talking about something, doesn't it? Like, um, ghosts or dogmen, or in this occasion, I'm talking about. Oh, Sid, no, some weirdos eat it. Blech. Oh, I couldn't think of anything worse. That's horrible. I mean, God, I won't even eat liver, so I absolutely am not going to eat that. Oh, fried. Oh, simples, no. I'd be ripping my teeth out before I could eat that. Oh, Janet. Oh, it cut out, Janet. Oh, gosh. What the heck? Isn't that weird how it's cutting out for some of you and cutting out and not cutting out for others of you? That's bizarre. That's really freaky deaky. Does anybody know what time the trial is on till today? Like our time? Just for a few seconds. All right. Okay. Oh, that's very. Yeah, he is in the lounge. I've just come into the kitchen to make a cup of tea. Please tell me that isn't true about eating the placenta. No, I've heard that, Janet. I've heard that. Oh, thanks, Frida, for letting me know that it's all right there. Maybe it's just you psychic sensitives who detect a little anomaly in the sound, perhaps. Sorry about this. I'm just stirring my brew. Chat amongst yourselves for 1 second. Eating it. Now, oh, it's just, oh, thanks for that, Paula. Did you watch it all? It's supposed to be nice. I refuse to eat it. Frida, it's all of us. So funny that we find it so ew. Yeah, it's little Coops is lying in the lounge, Sid, but I will go back and he'll no doubt make a noise for you. Some make a black pudding. Oh, God, that's disgusting. Oh, yuck. Oh, I couldn't. Well, right, so we're talking about that. Do you remember the plane crash in the Andes? And I'm just going across my kitchen to get my milk out of the fridge. They made a film called Alive, didn't they? Let me just see what I've missed here. Oh, right, okay. So they were stuck, the plane crashed up in the Andes. Oh, hang on. Ooh, chat's going a little bit quick. Let me just find out. Don't do daily. It's usually 2 p.m. GMT. Oh, thanks, Paula. Yeah, that's the one. Simples where they ate each other. Yeah, right. Now, could you do that if you were starving? Because I absolutely couldn't. I know I couldn't eat a big slice of frozen arse. I just couldn't do it. It doesn't matter that my life would depend on it or not. I would just be like, you know what? I'll just die and you can eat me, because I know I couldn't eat a person. Whereas my friend Laura, who is like a little librarian, she's ever so quiet, she's a lovely person, lovely, totally unassuming, very funny person, but she's incredibly quiet. And she was like, oh yeah, I could eat somebody, no problem. It really surprised me, you know. And I thought, gosh, movie made about, yeah, the movie was called Alive. I'd eat grass instead. Okay, well, say oh my God, me and hubby just been talking about that an hour ago. Oh, eternal flame. That's the second time that's happened now, isn't it? How bizarre. My kids were depending on me, then yes, I'd eat human eyeballs, to be honest. But if all was lost, I'd rather eat my own tongue. Oh, I just couldn't. I mean, I know they reckon it tastes like pork, human flesh, but nah. Oh, God. The senile cat has just started yodeling. I think I couldn't, but honestly, to get back to my kids, I may well do. All right, Paula. Yeah, it's... I just don't think I could. I really don't think I could. I was just going to let you listen to Tiggs then, singing. It's because I'm in the kitchen and the light's on. He's in the conservatory so that Cooper doesn't eat him. He's got a sofa. Oh, it's lovely. It's like fully furnished in there for him and cozy and comfy. And he's got a huge sofa and his bed and everything. But yeah, the minute the lights come on, he starts to shout. What are you shouting at, you fat bastard? Hang on. What are you shouting at? Can you hear him? What are you shouting for? I don't know if anybody heard him then. Oh, so your husband said he wouldn't eat dog or cat, but would eat a human. I couldn't eat dog. I couldn't eat horse either, though. That's like cannibalism to me. I'm a bit mad. Oh, did you hear him, Simples? Yeah, he was just sitting on the back of the sofa looking at me going, that, I mean, that's a mini meow when he really gets going. Friggin' hell. We were calling him, oh God, what's that singer that Porky told me? Frank Ifield. I don't know if any of you ever remember me on about that. The yodeler. Well, that's the cat. So he meant he wouldn't eat dog or cat. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, do you know, I would eat dog or cat food. Probably eat dog food, maybe not cat food. I can't eat animals, so I don't think even under those extremes I could eat human flesh. Now, you gave your ex-husband a cat food pie. Was this just on the cusp of splitting up, Janet? It's like me making my ex a brew out of the tap water because he was a right bully and had to have his brew in bed. And I knew we had a dead pigeon in the hot water tank in the loft. So but it used to get really, really hot. So I just ran the hot water until it was scalding, and I made him a brew with that. I was like, ha, ha, ha. Especially while he's drinking it, going, oh, it's a good brew. That I'm like, yeah, owed a pigeon. I hope you die. That's it, Sid. That's it. Well, do you know how that come on? It was, and it's really funny. This. Sorry, I'm gonna. It is, Paula. Talk about you've got to have a few good revenges, though, haven't you? But cat food pie's great. That's it. Frank Ifield said, well, it was really funny because before I moved in here and I was at my other house, and we did enjoy it, Janet. Oh God, brilliant. Well, one night we used to play this thing when we were lying in bed at night. We couldn't sleep. This is about like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and we were trying to play the most bizarre songs ever on my Alexa, and we were taking it in turns. So he'd go, Alexa, play whatever, and I'm like, I've heard that before. And I remember my aunt and uncle being really into. Do you remember Roger Whittaker, the guy who whistled? Was he I think he was Rhodesian, something like that. Anyway, because my uncle is say Zimbabwe now, but he's Rhodesian. He point blank refuses to say Zimbabwe, and that's it, Simples. That's it. But he does a song called The Mexican Whistler. And I remembered this song, so I got it to play The Mexican Whistler, and then he's laughing his head off because he'd heard that one, and he's like, "Oh my God, how about this?" And then the next one that came on was that it was the Frank Ifield. She taught me to yodel. So, oh, your mum be like, oh, did I actually wouldn't mind listening to finding some of those records again and listening to them. In fact, I bet he's on YouTube. But yeah, it was quite funny. And then when I was looking for Christmas presents for him, and we were getting each other loads of bits, and I found this guy. I saved his details actually. He is a record dealer, and he had come across a shop clearance down south somewhere. He's got all the details on his website. Basically, this had been a family-run shop, and it had been please don't say Alexa, she's like a dog with a bone. She listens and she cuts in, she drives me insane. Oh, okie dokie, won't say it again, Paula. I used to do that with Cassius's, and she kept saying things and he was howling, laughing. I used to say it on purpose though to pee him off. So this had been a record store from like the 1930s right the way through to the late 80s. And then obviously CDs and whatnot were coming in and blah, blah, blah. So the record shop closed down. The shop was owned by the family, and they kept it. I think somebody lived upstairs, but basically, up until I don't know if it was last. Hang on. So I bought this in no. It would have been last year. Earlier last year, they were clearing the property out with a view to selling it. Obviously, as everybody was, going through hard times with the lockdown. And they found in one of the storerooms boxes upon boxes of unplayed backstock records they had Beatles ones, they had Rolling Stones, and of all the things, they actually had this one, Frank Ifield, She Taught Me to Yodel, in the original sleeve, never been played. So I bought that for him as one of his little gifts because I said, "Oh, do you remember this? This is that night." I've got an earworm now. I can hear it in my head. My kids visit, and when I'm in the loo, they set alarms months ahead at all hours of the morning. That's actually quite cool, Paula. That's the type of thing I do to my dad. I know Eternal Fame, and do you know what? It wasn't that expensive. Sid, I should actually find his details and send them to you because he just he's got so many records, and yeah, just I mean, I think from every era, the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I'm presuming that the guy, well, I don't know, he didn't say, but I'm presuming that he just bought everything. But it only cost it's either £5 or £6 just for this single. I mean, he's nothing to play it on, but he's got it. But yeah, we'll have to have a play of it sometime. But yeah, I'll share his details on here, on my next live. I'll make a note for myself to get them together. But yeah, fabulous guy. Loads I mean, some of the records were expensive, like because I think this was a first press as well. Your eldest grandson does that to your sister. Oh, Mrs. Mercury. Oh, maybe we should have an old music night. Roger Whittaker and Frank Ifield and you see the older singers that I like tend to be, the well-known ones. I love Frank Sinatra. Oh, oh God, my phone's about to go flat. If you lose me, I'll be straight back. Oh no. Oh bugger. I've plugged in. Right. I should have saved myself there. Used to buy job lots and search through them for rarities. Oh wow. I mean, on eBay, there are quite a few people doing that, you know, so, which I presume is maybe old relatives that have died and have left like record collections and whatnot. Oh yeah, don't ask. Alexa, what 100 is in Welsh. That still makes me laugh, that Frida. Val Doonican. Is he the guy, was he in a rocking chair, or is that, am I thinking of somebody else? I know my nan used to, oh God, she used to like I can remember it's on about the names. Val Doonican, is it Daniel O'Donnell? Max Bygraves, Engelbert Humperdinck, and what was his? Oh God, there was a singer that the two run. Oh, was it? No, Morecambe and Wise used to take the mickey out of him. I can't remember what his name is. Some of you guys might remember. There were him as well, because when she used to say, "Oh, they used to show they used to show him on Morecambe and Wise. Oh, and they were very cruel to him as a good singer." I was like, okay. Fats Domino. Him and his oh, so it was right. So it was him in a rocking chair. Fats Domino. Coffee Bean 100 in Welsh. Oh, I'll try that one. Roy Orbison. Johnny Mathis. Oh yeah, is that When a Child is Born? Oh, Des O'Connor. Thank you, Frida. Yeah, that's who me nan like. Des O'Connor. Johnny Mathis. That When a Child was Born. That was when I was at school, and none of us had ever heard of the damn song. But for Christmas concerts, my teacher at school, the singing, like the music teacher, she had us all singing that one. When a child is born. And I didn't like the song. She had us singing all stuff that wasn't, you know, like where you did things that were actually out at the time would have been better. But she had us singing things like, now I appreciate it, but singing things like ABBA, you know, ABBA wasn't cool to listen to. I don't know. So I don't know if I'm going to say this phone doesn't look like it's charging properly. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to grab my brew and then carry this on. Right, I'm back. So depending on what Mr. Porky and myself do at weekend will depend when I next come online, because it could be Friday we go out, it could be Saturday. So I'm thinking the likelihood is it would probably be Sunday. Little Donkey Christmas Carol. What's that one? Oh, did Johnny Mathis sing that one, Frida? ABBA weren't cool to listen to, but I love them still. I think it's just because none of us knew what the songs were, you know, because it wasn't when they were in the charts. But obviously my music teacher, being the hippie that she was really into ABBA and Johnny Mathis, and who was the other one she was into? Something else weird as well. Buddy Holly. My mother loved Harry Seacombe. I think he reminds her of home. Oh, I might do Janet. I might do a live on Sunday, only because it looks like I think Friday, Saturday, it might be a little bit awkward, especially if I can drag him out. Because if he still wants to go out round town Saturday, then I'll try and drag him out on a ghost hunt on Friday, or you know, we'll be out Saturday. But either way, I think Sunday will probably be best. I haven't decided on a topic though. So Harry Seacombe, Songs of Praise on a Sunday evening. Well, I'm sorry, Janet, I'm going off a tangent here, but this is obviously what I do. Did you know Harry Seacombe met Spike Milligan during the war? And they were both in the, I think, well, they both basically had shell shock, World War II. Spike Milligan had been injured at, was it Monte Cassino? He'd been shot, I think he'd been shot in the arse, actually, and it wasn't even a joke. And Harry Seacombe, and then, who was the other one? There was, gosh, I can't remember. I think it was Peter Sellers. There was one of them that met up after the war, which might have been Michael Bentine, but I know Seacombe and Sellers and Milligan all met in the army hospital towards the end of the war, and then they started up basically it was an entertainment troupe for the war, you know, for the soldiers who were based over in Italy. I loved Spike Milligan. Oh yeah, oldies karaoke, Paula. I'm up for that. I'm up in Manchester tomorrow, unfortunately, for a funeral. Don't get back till Saturday, and that's your birthday. Oh, is it your birthday, Sid? Oh well, you need to come on Sunday then, because we need to sing to you. Grew up with all the 60s music. My mum had a record player unit with sliding doors. She always had her LPs playing. TV was crap in those days. Yeah, definitely need to do an oldies karaoke, Paula. Frida, it was the same with me though, because my mum and dad, like my dad, massive Sex Pistols fan. He loved the Sex Pistols, the Buzzcocks, Susie and the Banshees. He'd be playing them all the time. My mum loved the Beatles, but then also, you know, with my nan and granddad, so I'd listen to their era of music as well. I loved a lot of swing. And then also, believe it, so I grew up as well watching Monty Python, because that was their thing, and I also grew up listening to the Goon Show on records, which I've still got here. So I've got the Goons and is it Peter Cook and Dudley Moore? I've got one album that's brutal, actually. That's really bad. I don't know how they got away with anything like that, but. Said, oh, sorry to hear that, Sid, but try to have a good birthday. And it's awful, isn't it? There's so many people that we're all losing at the moment, but I think this is what makes me, especially going through with the COVID and everything, it just makes you appreciate people who make you smile more, doesn't it? You know, like all of you guys in here, I think you're absolutely wonderful. I mean, look at us all over winter. It was a really dark time for a lot of people, wasn't it? And you know, everybody was struggling. Well, a lot of people were struggling for money. You know, wondering how you're going to pay your next bill. A lot of people being laid off from work. So, you know, it was just really nice knowing you could come online and chat to people who made you laugh, cheered you up. So yeah. And it's made me appreciate people a lot more. It's made me appreciate people more, and it's also made me want to step back from other people a lot more, which I don't mean falling out with people, just that realizing some people are quite bad for me juju. You know, it's unbalancing me a little bit. I don't know if that's just me or if anybody else has found that, but yeah, it's just you know, I just think that it's not so bad now that I've moved house, but you know, when you think certain people, whereas I'd have a glut of them, now I think, you know what, a small amount of time with you is more than enough to do me for several months, because it's not going to unbalance how I feel. It's not going to play havoc with me happy time. The guitarist for my band, only 50 odd. Bastard cancer. Oh no, Sid. Oh no. Well, I think, can we all in chat, whether you're religious, non-religious, whoever or whatever you pray for, can we can we send some positive thoughts for Sid's friend so that he passes over to a happier place and is at peace? And I will, what day are we on today? Oh, it's Wednesday. So yeah, I'll say one to Lord Odin. Lord Odin, please guide this warrior to Valhalla. Let him drink and feast with you, fight and make merry, and be a happy soul. Sorry for the silence there, guys. You hadn't lost me. I was just sending me exaltation off to Odin. I can't believe I couldn't remember what day it was. I had to think then. Wednesday. No, you're welcome, love. Oh, hang on, what have I missed here? Agree, because a lot of energy vampire. I know it seems to be becoming more prevalent, doesn't it, Janet? Stay away from toxic people. Yeah, I don't. It might not be the popular way to go, but whatever. Yeah, Janet, I love this here island of YouTube. Lockdown killed me. I'm in the vulnerable group, so I found it tough. I took early retirement in December. It is what it is, sadly. I know. Don't hear that, bloody can't. Right, okay, Sid wants us to change the subject. So, what can I change the subject to? All right, what the actual F is going on with the blobfish, otherwise known as Mrs. Portland? I heard that all the videos were taken down, and get this, I mean, you all probably know, I'm always like the very last to know of any goings on or treachery or lies or whatever. But I watched a channel that had some old copies of it, because apparently she's taken everything down, everything. All lives, videos, whatever, description's been changed, the lot. Oh, you don't want to, Janet. She's not a nice person. And there's videos where she was saying, that her son was at home with her, son was in bed, some begging basically for stuff for birthdays and Christmas. And then silly so-and-so has admitted, or rather let slip, and people have looked into it, she hasn't had this child. It was taken away from her at birth. So it's being basically on YouTube scavenging money off people. And I think that is absolutely despicable. When people are struggling because of the pandemic and scrounging money for something that's an absolute lie. I'm grateful that Bam connected us all. Thanks to her, we all got to meet. Absolutely, Denny. Absolutely. Because I wouldn't know half of you guys, because I wasn't in this side of YouTube. I was just watching like horse riding videos and Paula, I have to go, guys, but enjoy the rest of the live. I'll catch up on the rest tomorrow. No problem, Paula. Thank you so much for coming in, love. Like I said, I'll try and do a live on Sunday, unless we do live, although it would be on Porky's channel for a ghost hunt. But if we do, I'll let you all know, and I'll put the link in here for you to go over to his channel. You take care, sweetheart, and I'll see you soon. Who is this Mrs. Portland? I've seen other channels calling her out. Oh, Mrs. M, she's vile. No, she shouldn't, Frida. I don't think she's got mental issues. Apparently she's got poor sight. I mean, she's not quite right, although she's admitted that she's bipolar, if you can class that as having mental issues, but she uses it as a crutch. So she is absolutely vile to people. And when she gets called out, she's like, "You're attacking me. I'm in a vulnerable group," reporting people. Yeah, she's not nice at all. Yeah, no, Danny, you're right. Denny, you're right. Shouldn't be on YouTube. Same as Frida said. But it is people like this that are causing a lot of trouble, and because they're coming into certain areas of the communities, the different ones, like, so they're infiltrating themselves into true crime, they're then infiltrating themselves into the drama or crama side of things, and then they'll infiltrate, or she does, into the crafting. So then there's links there, and oh yeah. So I'm just glad we don't do any of that. Stay away. Until AD popped up, I only ever watched music videos. Yeah, it's simple. I didn't even know there were such things as lives. I didn't know. I used to watch, well, horse training videos, because obviously I was doing the training. I'd watch some, because I'd watch some dances, and I taught myself to shuffle dance just watching videos on YouTube, or listen to music. Or then, like I said, during the pandemic, I started watching listening to Dogman Encounters. And it was only because my friend had found, because me and my friend who was talking about before, the other ballet dancer, Kelly, we both kind of got into the Chris Watts thing at the same time. And she discovered Shitloads channel. And she was like, oh my God, I found this channel, go over and have a listen, blah, blah, blah. And when I listened to him, it was like half an hour in, and I was just, mate, he's full of shit. He's literally full of shit. So, and that's how I then came into this, to meet people really, and started going on to Nuffs and then BAMs and what have you. But I don't want drama. I really don't, which might sound like I've gone against it just talking about what I have done, but I just don't. I would rather just have chats about loads of different things, talk about history, talk about books, talk about music, have a bit of a laugh, do a quiz occasionally. What have we got here? Sid, can't be doing with all the bitch and dragging it left BAMs last night because it was all about AD. Oh, see, I can't be doing with him. I just think the problem is with him. It's like it's like the magic porridge pot, isn't it? The more you talk about him, the longer he's going to stay around. He just needs to be made irrelevant. Just everybody needs to stop talking about him. Different creators, like White Knight of his fault, and then they tire of her and wind her up so she blows a stack. I've said more than once about wrong term, but she does have learned disability. Yeah, I can't be doing I can't be doing with him either, Frida, or any of it really. The whole the Dorothy thing, and just none of it. I would rather just come in here, because I know that when I come on here, whether 2 of you turn up or 22 of you turn up, there's going to be no arguing. There's not going to be any, occasionally someone will go, oh my God, did you see this the other day? But we're just discussing it. It's not the drama side of things. We don't do dragging. So, and that's what I'd rather keep it like, so it's a bit of a safe place, really. You can just come in, you can have a laugh, you can take the mickey. None of us are going to fall out. And we don't get, very luckily, although probably famous last words, we don't get trolls coming in. Occasionally we get the porn links, very occasionally, but, I think these White Knighting are taking the piss out of me. Yeah, I think so too. Eternal Flame. I think so too. Well, I tell you what shall I see? I was going to say I haven't got a format for Sunday or whenever I come on. So just in case we do a ghost hunt on Sunday. Blobfish, you thought of AD. Oh, thank you, Frida. It's great. Look how many subjects we cover. Well, sometimes I think so, but that's how my mind works, and it's a bit frantic, And I sometimes think I don't actually, a lot of creators. I don't really look at myself as a creator, more of just a talker. But a lot of creators, they actually have a theme. And I don't, because we literally are talking about one thing and then something at the other end of the spectrum the next day. So you never know which way you're going to be looking. But I'm thinking Sunday, I've got a few options. I might do, see what you all think actually. We should have a verdict in on JD and Amber Turd by then. So we could either have a chit chat about that, depending who's interested, or I was going to talk about Cleveland Street it's not talking about Jack the Ripper, but it is connected to Jack the Ripper. So, and as I'd been talking about, you know, Annie Elizabeth Crooke and Walter Sickert and Joseph Sickert and Prince Albert Edward, and there were some links to this particular place in London. And I thought, I could maybe do a little bit of a chat on that. We just wing it on here and it's great. I learned about Dogman here and I love it now. Oh, it's so addictive though, isn't it, Sid? Dogman. Dogman. Oh yeah, Walter Sickert, please. Right. Shall I do that then for Sunday? If I say we're going to cover Cleveland Street, because before I get into it, are any of you familiar with Cleveland Street? Have you heard it mentioned before? Because there is, and obviously this is coming off the top of my head again. Oh, it's over for subs if creators are enemies. Oh, I know. Do you listen to Marvin though, Sid? Dogman. So Cleveland Street, it was a bit of a den of iniquity there. So, sorry, it's a lovely chat here. I know I can't always make it, but it's like slipping a pair of slippers on when I come in. Thanks. Thanks, Denny love. Thank you. Oh God, you know, I just unplugged my phone and it's about to run out again. Bloody Nora. I'll plug it in. I'll have to say stood up. It's great listening to other people's stories too on this channel. I love when people come up. Right, so Cleveland Street, bit of a den of iniquity. Face lick. Yeah, we all licked your face the other day when you left chat. I don't know if you noticed or not. For anybody who doesn't realise, my friend Denny the Weirdo likes licking faces when she leaves chat, or when she's pleased with somebody. Oh, Joe Nadal, is it? Oh no, is it Jeffrey Nadalny? Is it? Yeah, Marvin Allen, and there's Jeffrey Nadalny or Vic Cundiff. Well, Janet, Cleveland Street, it was quite a respectable street. However, there was a bawdy house there, only it wasn't the type of bawdy house that you would expect. It was homosexual bawdy house. And there was a massive scandal whereby there was a raid on this particular house. Now, all linked in with this was Prince Albert Victor. There was Walter Sickert. There was Annie Elizabeth Crooke, or Cook, depending, you know, some people put her as Cook, some people say Crook, and Mary Kelly. And they all had links to Cleveland Street when this particular thing was going off. So I find it quite fascinating, but it does lay quite a nice base for, you know, the whole Walter Sickert involvement. So, yeah, I thought I might do that then, if you fancy it. I'm not giving you my face, Denny. Don't be rude. Lick, lick, lick. And then we can sing to Sid because it's his birthday on Saturday. You're 21 again, love. Well, from what I know, Janet, it was more than that, because the prince was passing off as Walter Sickert's younger brother. His mother knew Sickert from the Danish court because she was a Danish princess. Walter Sickert was Danish and he was a painter to the Royal Court of Denmark. And obviously, when he came over to England, she wanted her son, who was going to be the future king, obviously wasn't aware he was going to die early, but she wanted him to have a taste of, you know, outside of the stuffiness of the English court, which was completely different to the Danish court. And so she entrusted her son to the care of Walter Sickert so that he could introduce him to the artist's lifestyle, more of a bohemian lifestyle around London at that time. So there we go. That's what I'm thinking of doing. So, like I said, this is kind of off the top of my head at the minute because we've just started chatting about it. But as you all know, I'm an absolute manic ripperologist. So rather than talking about Jack the Ripper murders, as I said before, we started doing this with Bam. She's not been in touch about doing it again, but I don't want to jump in on that bandwagon. So I'll talk about this side of things that I really like and that I know a lot about. Oh, you read about that, did you, Janet? What about Sickert and the Danish court? I mean, there's all sorts of stuff, and I found a lot of. I got quite a lot of information from the National Archives as well when we were going to do the doing the live with Bam, and I went along. I got some newspaper cuttings. I got some internal memos that hadn't been made. You know, yeah, you can get hold of them, but if people don't know that they're there, you know, they wouldn't have seen them. So. Yes, he was the artist, Eternal Flame. And then you've got Patricia Cornwell, the novelist, who she's also of the opinion that Walter Sickert she thinks he was the Jack the Ripper. I think he was part of a little group of people for a particular reason. But Patricia Cornwell, she absolutely horrified the art world by buying up Walter Sickert's paintings and basically destroying them, you know, trying to find out if there was any DNA under corners or what have you to compare to letters and so on, and you know, and any remaining DNA on the clothing of the women. So, but yeah, and I've got the book of hers, but I haven't actually read it yet. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? But yeah, my friend got it for me, the Patricia Cornwell Ripper book. Yes, Janet, I think he was as well. 100% he was, especially the way he acted in later life. But I don't want to say all that because obviously for those who don't know about Walter Sickert and what went on, I'm going to be ruining the story for you. But I've never agreed with a lot of the other theories about who people, because I remember when Bam and I were chatting and we both didn't agree on who we thought was the Ripper. Oh, have you, Janet? Oh, okay. Like I said, it's here on my my bookshelf, and I've never read it. Sickert was like AD and couldn't get. I'll have to look out for that book. Yeah, because read Patricia Cornwell books, fiction only. Well, I'd read them because it was what was the character? Case Scarpetta, was it? Dr. Case Scarpetta was the character, wasn't it? The coroner. But this one, it's like I said, my friend got it me for. I think she got it me for Christmas. Knowing that I love all things Ripper. There's another good one as well. It's called Jack the Ripper: The Final Solution. That's worth a read if you haven't read that. So yeah, but I'll have to start having a read of that now, Janet, if you've read it, if it's any good. But like I said, my own theory varies slightly away from Patricia Cornwell. I did watch a program that she that she was in, and she was giving her theories on it, and I did disagree slightly with her, as I said, just from the number of people involved. Oh, thanks, Frida. Yeah, Case Scarpetta. I couldn't remember if that was a name or not. Read it a long while ago. The evidence she puts forward is very believable. It is. It is. And it's one of those, I mean, it's just a rabbit hole, isn't it? Because none of us are ever going to know. We're never, ever going to know definitively who the Ripper was. Never. Unless we find some compelling and irrefutable DNA evidence. Jack the Ripper, The Final Solution, Sid. That's one. And I'll tell you that's by, I'll go over to my bookshelf because I always forget. It's by a guy called Stephen Knight with a K. So Jack the Ripper, The Final Solution by Stephen Knight. And then the other one is called Ripper, The Search, for the Whitechapel. Oh gosh, I can't read it. My eyesight. Ripper, The Secret Life of Walter Sickert, which is by Patricia Cornwell. Oh, it's a different one then, Janet, because this one's it's called The Secret Life of Walter Sickert, not Portrait of a Killer. Ah, okay, so there's another book I need to get then. But that Final Solution one, if you want quite easy reading, and there's a lot of photographs in there, there are a lot of maps in there, there are interviews, there's been a lot of really good investigations done on that one. So yeah, that's well worth a read. I'm going to say that's probably best when you take up to when you go to the Galway Forest, so you're not thinking about dogmen in your camper van. Frida said, Kiss, there's a girl on YouTube done a tour around London to all the places. It was very good. I can't remember her name though. Tidy, will have a look on Amazon. Sounds really good, Sam. No problem. I think I know who you mean, Frida, because I've watched one of these tours. Well, I've watched a couple actually. And I'm pretty sure we were talking about this before, weren't we? And I can't remember her name either. There's another channel on here. I think that's called Ripper Tours. Let me just get my tablet. Give me 1 second. I'll bring it in the kitchen. Right, I'm coming back. Right, let me get and find this person. I think it might be called Jack the Ripper's London or something. I know I'm subscribed to it, so if you give me a second. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's actually called Jack the Ripper Tour. So let me share this channel. And then please have a subscribe to it. It's a really good channel. Post some great stuff. Just got to find my damn page again. All right. There you go. That's the channel, Jack the Ripper Tours. There's a great tour guide for London called Jules Tours on YouTube. Not Ripper, just very interesting London stuff. Oh, right. Brilliant. Thank you. Friends of mine during lockdown, well, friends, it's like neighbours of mine. In fact, I'll tell you it was Uncle P. So when she comes back on again, I'll get her to tell you about it. For her birthday, her partner and family and everything, because obviously it was right smack in the middle of the first lockdown, and it was a big birthday for her, and they arranged, it was a virtual tour of, I think it was like killer, because her family, they're all Irish, killer Irish women. and you know, about all these murderesses and what have you. Didn't think Cornwell did factual. No, I didn't Eternal Flame until like this book arrived as a gift. Yeah, naughty Uncle P indeed. She's banned from coming in if we're doing anything serious, though. Because she said, I'll just swear and distract you. I'm like, yep. Said, you can come in when we're just doing a shizzle chat. I can get her to come in when we're doing the Platinum Jubilee thing, because she's not a royalist either. So Mrs. Mercury will be fine, and Simples and what have you with her. Because yeah, she doesn't do the royal family. So yeah, we'll have a nice balance. Mrs. Mercury, because and with her partner, because they'd look after Cooper for me when I used to leave him at home, so they would walk him and what have you. So it would become quite funny, because her name's actually Pauline and her partner's name is Terry. But if I said Uncle Terry, it sounds like a man. So to just make it funny, I'd call them Auntie Terry and Uncle Pauline, and then it became Uncle P. So that's why it's Uncle P. What's this? I was out down Tynemouth the other week with the small people. We went to a second-hand boot store. Oh, lovely. What did you pick out up, Simples? Oh, I know, Denny. Everybody loves Uncle P. Yeah, so that's why it's Uncle P. It just became a joke. Morgan picked up a book. Here, Grammy, one for you. With a skeleton. Oh. What's this? What you're saying, like? That was probably the shittest Geordie accent that was ever released over the tubes. Oh. It was a skull on the front. What the heck was it over? What were it about? Psychopaths and savages. Did you go, yeah, they sound like all my friends on YouTube? Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. Oh, gosh. Out of the mouths of babes, eh? Out of the mouths of babes. Right, well, that's decided then. That's Sunday nights. Might be on before then, as I said, if I can get himself to go where I want him to. I'm sure I can work my womanly wiles to get my own way. You never bought it, did you? Was that to keep him quiet? Oh, God, look at the telephone. No way, Simples. I'm just reading that. I tell you what, Eternal Flame, there's quite a few synchronicities here, aren't there? We had the other night, what were we talking about last week? And you went downstairs and you said your husband had just been watching it on the telly. And then now we've just been talking about eating frozen arses, and now you've got exactly the same book that Simples has just bought. I'm trying to remember what that other thing was. Oh, that was it. Fire in the Sky, wasn't it? Hey, did any of you manage to watch that film? The one about Travis Walton? Oh, does it happen to you all the time, Eternal Flame? That's weird, that, though, isn't it? But yeah, I like synchronicities. But yeah, just wondered if any of you managed to watch the film, what you thought of it, or if you managed to read any more into his story. So yeah, so I'll get some good information together for the Walter Sickert thing on Sunday, if not before, but I'll say Sunday for now. Oh, don't worry, Mrs. Mercury. Tried but couldn't find it. Don't worry, Simples. Watched a couple of Travis interviews. Totally believe him. I know, Janet. It is. Well, if you can't find it, have a try just watching some of his interviews, especially that link that I dropped of Art Bell's. You know, the Coast to Coast AM. That's really good. So unless you're notified otherwise, I will do Cleveland Street or Walter Sickert and the Cleveland Street Connection on Sunday. And we can have a bit of a discussion about that because it is, well, I find it absolutely fascinating. There was a lot being covered up. Yeah, he does, Janet. Did you see what I mean, though? He looks like he enjoys a little cheeky snifter or two. And who can blame him? Like Sid had said, self-medication sometimes is the only way forward, isn't it? So, bless him. Right, guys and gals. So, this phone, I'm really struggling to charge it up. It's been a right pain in the arse. So I'm gonna call tonight to a halt before. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I watched it. It was very good. My son downloaded for me. He said he remembered watching it when he was a teenager and had a few sleepless nights. Oh, well, Frida, it is disturbing, isn't it? Especially the scenes inside of the space. Very, very troubling. So I'll wind this one up now because, as I said, this flipping phone isn't charging. It's still only, I mean, I'm plugged in, but it's still only on 3%. So, and I need to sit down. But at least I managed to get through 3 hours and 2 minutes without sharting, which is what I was really frightened of. And it didn't happen. So yeah, go me. Woohoo. So yeah, if we end up doing a ghost hunt, I will put the link in. I'll put something on this channel so you can all whiz over and have a watch on Porky's, unless we do it on both our channels and link them together either way. But, you know, it's going to be his thing. So, right. So I will see you. Hopefully, I'll catch you all on Sunday, if not before. So, good night, Mrs. Mercury. Janet, good night all. Take care and stay safe. Lost sound again. Oh, no. Eternal Flame, I've got the two Talking with Psychopath Savages 2 for £7. Plus, I've enjoyed everyone's company again. Thanks all. See you Sunday. Nanite said, have a wonderful birthday, circumstances permitting, obviously, and we'll see you Sunday. I better say night to Frida because she's on a bit of a delay. Who else might be here? Paula, Meadow, Kathy, anybody who's lurking in the wings. Suzanne, if you're still there, darling. Denny, my licky facey friendy. Need to finish off the new Station book first. Good night, Kiss and Chat. Thank you, Kiss and everyone, as always, for an interesting chat. Okay, night all night. Okay, Simples, Frida, Eternal, thank you. And Sid, everybody. And I will see you all on Sunday. So, as always, see you on the bright side.